And from Yankton High School, we welcome you to the state semifinals as the Pierre Gunners, they take on the Yankton Bucks, the winner to the state championship next week, Friday. As we welcome you into the booth, John Winkler alongside of my partner, Greg Dean. And Greg, this is shaping up to be a good one, and we're still 25 minutes away from kickoff. There's a lot of excitement in the air from both the Yankton and Pierre fans. There's a lot of excitement from the media. There's a lot of excitement from everything because this is a rematch in the making for this Pierre Governor team. And this is a perfect storm for this Pierre Governor team coming in here tonight.
Yeah, and I think for the Governors tonight, going back to week 3, the end of the winning streak, 18 games straight, went by the wayside down here at Crane Youngworth Field. A game that was tied at halftime, and a second half that just got away from the Govs, and so tonight I think for the Govs, it's probably not as much about revenge as it is about redemption. Because I think you talk to the coaching staff, I think if you talk to the players, they will tell you that they know that, especially by tonight, they feel like they can certainly compete with Yankton and in their minds probably are the better team coming into tonight. But you can't do the deal on paper. You got to put it on the field. In this case, on the turf of Crane Youngworth Field, and I think we're just in for a barn burner tonight, John, because these are two very good football teams.
It was a 43-29 win for the Yankton Bucks all the way back on week 3. Then COVID hit for Pierre, so they didn't play their 4th game of the season. They came back, did not lose until they lost to Brookings, which both these teams have lost to Brookings here this year. And the broadcasts are playing. Huron will keep you updated on scores throughout the night with that game and throughout the state. But this Pierre team, again, this was 29-29 at halftime. And you look at a couple of plays and a couple of things that didn't go Pierre's way. If they go half of those plays go Pierre's way, we're looking at a totally different ball game, and we might even be in Pierre tonight instead of in Yankton. But that wasn't the case. And now the Governors have to come on the road, and it's hard to beat a team twice. And the Governors are going to try and make that happen here tonight.
And one of the keys for Pierre tonight is and one of the reasons that the second half got away from them down here last time was the Govs just shot themselves in the foot repeatedly. 5 turnovers on the night for the Governors, some special teams miscues, especially in that second half. The second half just flat got away from them in that ball game. And I think if there is any half of football that this team would like to have back, it's that second half from week 3. And so like I said, I think this is a night where the Govs are really looking for redemption. I mean, they want to come down here, make a statement, say this is, we didn't play well in week 3. We know we're a better ball club than what we showed, and we're going to put it on the field tonight and hopefully cruise their way into the state championship a week from tonight at the Dakota Dome.
Governors and Bucks coming up here. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. We will step aside for a minute, and we will come back, and we will have our conversations first with Coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks and then Coach Steve Steele of your Pierre Governor football team. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Playoff Football. Today's KCCR. Today's KCCR.com.
The schools participating in this event are members of the South Dakota High School Activities Association and have adopted the rules under which the games are conducted. A strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and sportsmanship are all vital to the success of this football game. The Activities Association and their lead partner, Stanford Health, their financial partner, Dakota Bank, their community partner, Farmers Union Insurance, military partner, South Dakota Army National Guard, and proud corporate sponsor, Billion Automotive, appreciate your recognition of the values being taught at this educational event. We have the potential for a great game. Let's make it happen with your positive support. Yankton County is currently identified as having substantial community spread. Masks are mandatory on all coaches, players that are not an active participant in the game, managers, statisticians, chain gang, ball boys, event workers, cheerleaders, and high school student section. A group of organizations in South Dakota, including the South Dakota State Medical Association, Monument Health based in Rapid City, Avera Health and Sanford Health based in Sioux Falls, the South Dakota Nurses Association, the South Dakota Association of Healthcare Organizations, the South Dakota Municipal League, the South Dakota Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Associated School Boards of South Dakota, the School Administrators of South Dakota, the Great Plains Tribal Leaders Health Board, and many other organizations have joined together to recommend and promote masking up as COVID-19 cases surge throughout the state and wider region. Help us help this group that supports keeping South Dakota open by practicing good hygiene.
have some fun tonight. We got to start doing that more often. Not even before, after this game, next game. We got to do it like every game. We get even if it's fist bump, maybe go handshake or something going. We really embarrass your son. Yeah. Back here at Creighton Youngworth Field as we are set for football here this evening. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. You are listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Coin flip just about to happen. Greg, this is going to be a fantastic matchup here between these two teams. That was a 23-point difference in game one, but that is not the indication of the score was not indicating how close this game that was back in week 3.
Yeah, and I think one of the real keys to this game is if the Lincoln Keenholz for the Governors, the sophomore quarterback, is he going to be the Lincoln Keenholz of week 3 or the Lincoln Keenholz of the last 3 weeks? Last 3 weeks for the Governors, 31 of 49, 575 yards passing, 7 TDs, 3 interceptions, 63% completion rate to go with 28 rushing attempts, 274 yards rushing, 2 TDs. He has about 850 total all-purpose yards in the last 3 weeks. When you can put a second weapon in the backfield that can hurt you with his arm and with his feet to complement what we know McGuire Rasky can do, you just really make things tough for the opposing defense. And so I think, not to put too much pressure on him, but if we get a good game out of Lincoln Keenholz tonight, the Govs are going to go a long way.
Yankton won the toss. They elect to defer to the second half, so the Governors will get the ball first. As for the Yankton Bucks, doing the kicking will be Trevor Paulson. And back to return, Brock Mosier, McGuire Rasky. They're back deep as they going to go from left to right on your radio dial. 12 minutes are on the clock. State semifinal football in November, feeling a little bit like September, but the intensity is almost feeling like a state championship game, not even a state semifinal game. We are just about set. And again, the Governors have Brock Mosier, McGuire Rasky back deep. Paulson's on the tee. We are underway here for the state semifinal. It'll be McGuire Rasky at the 10-yard line, straight up the middle of the 20, cuts to the near side. He's out to the 24-yard line where he's wrapped up and taken down, and that will be where the Governors will start. Lincoln Keenholz, nearly 2,000 yards passing on the season. He leads out the offense. McGuire Rasky, 25 touchdowns on the ground, over 1,400 yards of offense from the ground. Reagan Bullwig, the tight end, Aaron Booth, and Jack Merkel on the receivers, Kyle Brigham, the tight end, and then offensive line, Jace Beestrom, Houston Lundy, Gunnar Gehring, Jake Larson, and Denton Beck. This team will like to go fast here tonight. They're going to pick up the intensity and the up-tempo. Quick throw on first down. Catch is going to be made on the outside for Jack Merkel. He's out to the 35-yard line and past the 35, right at the 35, and an 11-yard catch for Lincoln Keenholz to Jack Merkel. That's a great start for those sophomores.
Yeah, and just that bubble screen, Gov split 3 wide to the far side, to the left side, and just a quick throw to Merkwan with 2 blockers in front of him and a 10-yard pickup for the Governors. Good play on the first play of this drive.
Pistol formation, handoff for McGuire Rasky. Tries to barrel his way through the middle of the field. He gets to the 39-yard line, a gain of 4 for the senior, who, again, closing in on 1,500 yards. He will most likely have it by the end of this game, but it depends on how many touchdowns he's going to have. He's got 25 rushing touchdowns, a couple of extra receiving touchdowns. He is a guy that does it all. He's still in the backfield here on 2nd and 6. Handoff again for Rasky up the middle. He's going to spin off the defensive line. He's wrapped up by Trevor Fitzgerald. He's pushed back. His forward progress was stopped at the 40-yard line, a gain of just 1. So it's now 3rd down and 5 here for the Governors. Manageable here, but a big 3rd down here to open up the drive.
Yeah, just a couple of inside handoffs to Rasky. He had a nice hole on the first down play, didn't get much on the second play. So big play here. And Governors need to keep this drive alive, keep some momentum going here early in the first quarter.
Minute gone by here in this first quarter. 3rd and 5 for the 40-yard line as trying to redo the play. McGuire Rasky had his arms in the air trying to figure out what the new play is. Empty backfield. There are 2 receivers on the right side. Keenholz will take it to the right side. He's going to try and get to the 45. He's not going to get there. He's going to be stopped at around the 43-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 2. And, boy, you almost got to punt the ball away here. You don't want to give this Yankton team really good field position. That's exactly what the Governors are going to do as a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down and 2.
Yeah, just stopped short. Mason Ruzicka, the 5'11", 205-pound senior linebacker, along with Trevor Fitzgerald, stopped Keenholz just short of the first down. He did have a hole, but Ruzicka filled that hole very quickly, and the Governors have to punt.
Good punt there from Lincoln Keenholz. We feel it back around the 18-yard line. Man, slips and falls as Cody Oswald. Almost it looked like a push to the back, but the Governors are going to wrap up around the 30-yard line. So not a bad return there from Oswald. And Josh Rouse with the tackle, but it's still going to be decent field position for Yankton, but a good punt there from Lincoln Keenholz.
Yeah, and again, unfortunately, the Govs get one first down, but then stall out after that. So now we'll see how the Gov defense rises to the occasion with 9:59 to go here in the first quarter.
Trevor Fitzgerald, Rugby Riken, the two quarterbacks will be used. Fitzgerald will start this drive. Three receivers out to the left side. A quick handoff up the middle for Solar. And Corbin Solar will get his first run, and it'll be a gain of maybe one or two. And one of the Yankton Bucks players is already coming up limping, and that is Xavier Leonard. He's also on the defensive line, so that could be a big loss if he can't keep going. But a gain of two for Corbin Solar, who has nearing 1,000 yards on the ground. Shotgun formation on 2nd and 8, two receivers on the left side, two guys in the backfield. Put a man in motion. And a handoff again for Solar. He's wrapped up, driving past the 35 to the 36. A gain of 3, and it's now third down and 5 here for the Bucks.
Yeah, Fitzgerald is more of the dual threat quarterback. He's probably more of a running threat than a passing threat, but he does have a nice arm. Riken more of the passing threat in the game when he comes into the game. But again, he has over a couple hundred yards rushing as well, so he can beat you with his feet as well.
Fitzgerald will look to pass. He'll throw over the middle. The catch is going to be made. Hard hit from Josh Rouse, but it's going to be enough for a first down as Cameron Zarbach made the grab, and that's a tough play to hang on as he'll get to the 44-yard line. A gain of about 8 and a first down.
Yeah, and just a quick in for Fitzgerald, just about a 5-yard post play, and he was able to hit that pass pretty quickly.
He'll keep it on a read option, and he'll get past the 50-yard line to about the 49, a gain of about 7, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 3 here for the Bucks.
Yeah, just that read option where Fitzgerald really doesn't even move once he gets the ball. Solar takes the handoff, potentially going to his right. Fitzgerald makes the read, pulls it back, comes up the middle, big hole right there for him.
Zarbach goes in motion. The pass is batted down, and it'll be incomplete as Colin Bruggeman gets in there to knock down that pass attempt out of the middle linebacker position. And Governors, I think, are going to try and bring a lot of pressure to Trevor Fitzgerald here and Rugby Riken tonight, but it's 3rd down and 3 from the Governor 49-yard line. 8:25 left to go here in the first quarter. Man goes in motion. That is Tyler Solar. Fitzgerald move to the right side. Flag throws, and that one will be incomplete. So it's going to be 4th down and 3, but it's a flag thrown to the offensive side. So I would assume there'll be illegal formation on the Yankton Bucks. And now if you're Coach Steele, you say, well, let's make it 4th down and make them either go for it, and they probably would on the Governor 49. But if it's a 5-yard penalty back, you say 3rd and 8 or 4th and 3.
Yeah, illegal shift against the Bucks, and I think this is a penalty decline and force them into 4th down.
Well, let's see what the referee.
Illegal shift on the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it's 4th down. It looks like they're bringing the punting unit on. Now, also got to be careful here because Gavin Swanson had a big fake punt to pick up a first down. So you got to be ready for a fake here from this Yankton Bucks team, especially on the Governor territory. It'll be 4th and 3, 8:21 to go. Watch out for the fake from the Bucks as the punt will be had from Yankton. And the two guys are back. Lewis will call for the fair catch, and he'll back away from it. And it'll be grabbed and down at the 19-yard line. So the Governor's defense, after the Yankton defense stopped the Govs, we have another one first down from Yankton, and it turns into then being a turn or a punt from the Bucks.
Both teams trying to go very fast tonight on offense, almost like if this were a basketball game, it'd be an up and down, fast break, lots of pressing kind of game, but something you typically don't see out of a traditional Yankton Buck offense.
1st and 10 from the Governor 19-yard line. 8:12 to go here in the first quarter. Handoff from McGuire Rasky from the backfield. He breaks 3. He'll try and get to the first down marker. Trying to shake off a tackler. He spun around 4 or 5 times before he finally goes down, but he didn't even get enough for a first down. As much as he was spinning, you'd think he would win about 30 yards, but he only went 9, and it's 2nd and 1.
68 degrees at kickoff tonight, John. Winds out of the south at 18 miles an hour. Governors in their white tops, green pants, green helmets. The Bucks, red tops, white numerals, white pants, red helmets.
2nd and 1 from the 28-yard lines. Play clock down to 15. Empty backfield here for Lincoln Kienholz. Trying to pick up maybe a first down on a design run. Kienholz will go straight up the middle with it. He'll turn to his left. He's going to try and pick up that 1 yard. I don't know if he got it. It might be 3rd down and very short. It will be 3rd down. No gain for Lincoln Kienholz. And this is where the Governors have had a little bit of struggle lately. It's the 3rd and shorts, the 4th and shorts that they've just not been able to pick up. But they've got to get one here on their own 28-yard line.
Yeah, and Kienholz just tried to get to the left side of the formation. Had a bit of a hole, but was stopped in the hole by one of the Yankton Buck linebackers and thrown for no gain.
7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score still, as it'll be a handoff for Rasky. He's got near the first down marker. The man gets pushed out of the pile at the end. I think he's going to have enough for a first down. It'll be you see where they spot it. Boy, that's going to be close. Maybe get a measurement. Nope, they're just going to say a first down. And it's a first down here for the Pierre Governors. And the chain gang just a little bit slow to get moving. I think they're kind of hoping maybe to bait the referees and saying it was 4th down.
Yeah, just enough, probably enough to get the ball right to the 29-yard line. So made the first down by about the football.
1st and 10 now from the 29-yard line. 6:38 to play here in the first quarter. Kienholz will look to pass. He'll throw over the middle. The catch is going to be made and down around the 8-yard gain. And it'll be out of bounds. Colin Brueggemann makes the catch. He hangs on, tackled by Trevor Fitzgerald. A gain of 8 for Colin Brueggemann.
Brueggemann out of the tight end position on the far side, just a crossing route coming back across the middle of the field to the near side. Kienholz kind of sat in the pocket. Good protection from the offensive line. Was able to wait for Brueggemann to clear. Hit him in stride, and nice tackle by Fitzgerald. Did not let Brueggemann make an attempt to move upfield. Got him totally going sideways.
As Rasky with a handoff on 2nd and short, he'll get to the 40-yard line, a gain of 3 and a first down for the Governors. So the 2 first downs they picked up have been right at the sticks, but enough for a first down again for McGuire Rasky. And where this is an up-tempo offense, but the Governors of 2020 compared to 2019, they can score on a very long drive. They can get 16, 17 plays and score, where last year you never really saw that.
Yeah, it was just the Governor team of 2019 was a team that rarely got into one of those long drive situations.
Rasky goes in motion. Kienholz will make the grab on the snap with one hand, and he's going to lose those 3 yards that were just gained. Actually, he's going to lose 4 yards all the way back to the 36 is where the far referee is at, and that's where they're going to spot him. So a loss of 4. And it's 2nd down and 14, and the Governors don't want to get into 2nd and 3rd down and longs here against this Yankton defense, especially here early on in a tie ball game.
Yeah, Brody Peterson out of the right side defensive end position. And it was just a snap that was off to Kienholz's right and kind of broke down the timing on the play.
Kienholz will throw over the middle, diving for it, and incomplete as Merkwan was the intended target. He got a hand on it but couldn't make the grab. And that's the first incompletion from Kienholz, and it's now 3rd down and 14. And this is another crucial play here for the Pierre Governor offense to try and stay on the field.
Merkwan on the receiving end of that incompletion, just deep post from the far sideline, had number 15 Jaden Supergecki on his back, and the ball was just a tad bit out in front and just a tad bit underthrown. If he hits Merkwan in stride, Merkwan's got a lot of green in front of him.
Empty backfield here for Kienholz. Obvious passing down here on 3rd and 14. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's still moving, but a hole is going to come in. Kienholz is going to try and scramble. He's going to get out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down and very long, but the hold will be declined. 99.9% sure that hold is going to be declined. I can probably go as far as saying that it's going to be 100% declined from Coach Muth, and it'll be 4th down and very long here unless it goes on Yankton, but it's a hold. And it's 4th down and long as Kienholz scrambled all the way back from the 36 to the near 27-yard line. So he lost 9 yards on that run.
And I think the difference between Lincoln Kienholz in week 3 and Lincoln Kienholz tonight is Kienholz just ate that ball and ran out of bounds, realizing he didn't have a play. In week 3, he might have tried to throw that ball into some coverage and found himself in a tough situation.
Kienholz will get the punt away. It's going to go out of bounds, and we'll see where they spot it. Yankton will have fairly good field position here. And where the referee is going to spot where that ball went out of bounds, and he's going to stop right at the 40-yard line. So decent field position here for the Pierre Governor, or for the Yankton Bucks on their second drive, and the Pierre Governor defense is going to come up big again, and we might be hearing that a lot tonight. So the defense for both teams have got to come up big.
Yeah, and again, 3 possessions, 2 for Pierre, 1 for Yankton, and we're at the 4:45 mark of the first quarter. So this game is going very fast.
Fitzgerald, he's going to keep it himself. He's going to be sacked for a long loss, all the way back to the 31-yard line, a loss of 9. And that's a big first down play for the Pierre Governor defense.
Yeah, Austin Foley shooting up the middle out of his linebacker position. Got the first taste of Trevor Fitzgerald, and then he got a lot of help from Colin Brueggemann to put him on the ground.
Fitzgerald will look to pass here on second down. They're coming with pressure again. He's going to throw on the run, but the man's wide open. He dropped it. Oh, Corbin Solar was ready for Pater, and he dropped a wide open touchdown. And the Governors are almost a little stunned that he dropped it, and they got away with that one.
And so is the Yankton crowd. Fitzgerald under heavy pressure, retreating, throws off his back foot, had Solar coming down the far hash mark, and there wasn't a Governor within about 10-12 yards of him. If he catches that pass, he's gone for 6.
3rd and 19, Fitzgerald looked to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to try and scramble to pick up that first down. He makes one man miss, but he's going to get all the way down to around the 39-yard line, so he picks up 8 yards. But it'll be still 4th down. Actually picked up quite a bit there, all the way to the 44, a gain of 13. But it's still going to be 4th down. And it's going to be another punting situation here for Yankton.
Yeah, and kind of an ankle tackle by the Governor defense. If they don't trip him up, Fitzgerald not only gets the first down marker, but probably again, he's got a lot of open space in front of him if they don't get him on the ground.
So again, watch for a fake here from Yankton, but they will punt the ball away. They got 2 guys back deep. Trey Lewis is the one they're trying to punt the ball to, and it's going to take a Yankton roll. It's going to roll out of bounds. But both teams have punted the ball away twice. That was a 3-and-out from the Yankton Bucks, and a high-scoring game. Well, at least not in the first quarter. We got 3:28 left, and we have yet to see anybody score in this game. And we've only seen 1 yard into opposing territory so far. Yankton got to the 49 of the Governors. That's as far as anybody has gotten so far. And the Governors have it at their own 19 again to start this drive. Pistol formation. McGuire Rasky with the handoff. He's going to stutter step, break through the middle of the field. He's got enough for a first down. McGuire Rasky, who has got his longest run of 26, will pick up around 13 yards for a first down for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, and you just keep waiting for McGuire Rasky to just pop a long one. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but on any time he touches the ball, he's got an opportunity to take one all the way to the house, and it's just a matter of time before that happens.
McGuire Rasky will pick up about 5 yards on that next round. We call it 6, and again, 6, so 2nd down and 4, and the Governors are going to go pretty quick here. Actually, they're going to wait, and they're going to push it back 1 yard, so it's going to be a gain of just 5. And McGuire Rasky still in the backfield, 2nd and 5. Rasky will get the handoff. He's going to get tripped up, and he's not going to have much of anything. He's going to pick up that yard back. It's going to be 3rd down. I'm going to call it 3rd down and 3 here from the 39-yard line for the Governors. A gain of 2 for Rasky. This, again, is a big 3rd down here for this Governor team to try and stay on the field with their offense with 2:34 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Empty backfield here for Lincoln Keenel. So clap his hands. We'll get a new play from Coach Steele. 4 down linemen for the Yankton Bucks. 2 receivers out to the right side for Keenel's shotgun formation. He'll go to the left. He's going to try and pick it up. He will pick it up. Keenel's out to the 50-yard line. They're around the 49. So now the Governors, they're going to call it right on the 50-yard line. A gain of 12 for Keenel's. And that now they have a chance to go in the Yankton territory for the first time here tonight with 2:15 to play in the first quarter.
Governors putting together a nice drive here late in the first quarter.
2 receivers out to the right side. Empty backfield again. Keenel's right up the middle on the designed run. All the way through. Keenel's 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, 50-yard run for Keenel's. 2 minutes to go, and the Governors strike first here this evening.
Yeah, and that was just a very similar play to the last one where he picked up the first down, only this time instead of getting to the edge and getting to the outside, he just went went off tackle, and just there was a hole as wide as a Mack truck. He just ran right through the middle of it, and once he broke through into the foot race, and Lincoln Keenholz wins that one on a 50-yard TD run.
Karsten Miller on for the extra point to try and make it 7-0 here with exactly 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Keenholz will be the holder. Keenholz might have been untouched all the way through. The snap was a little off. Karsten Miller's kick, though, is up and good. And it's 7-0 here with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Back in 30 seconds. You listen to Pierre Governor Football. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com. A 5-play, 81-yard drive. It was capped off on a 50-yard touchdown run for Lincoln Keenholz, and the Governors are on the board first, 7-0 here with exactly 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And Greg, right before we got out of the break here, you mentioned it. Go ahead and say it for all the folks listening at home.
Well, and we talked about it a little bit in the pregame. By establishing that run and establishing that threat from Lincoln Keenholz, what the Yankton defense now has to do is they've got to probably have to commit an extra linebacker to spy Lincoln Keenholz and keep him in the pocket and contain his running game. When you take that extra linebacker out of pass defense, that opens up the passing game for the Pierre Governors. And so by establishing that threat, I think Coach Steele is doing exactly what he had hoped to do coming into this game.
Fitzgerald and Oswald are back deep here for the Yankton Bucks. Karsten Miller has it teed up. It's a low line drive kick. He'll take a couple of hops, and Oswald will pick it up around the 15-yard line, right up the middle. He makes one man miss. He's still on his feet. He's out to the 30 to the 35. He's going to try and cut it back to the middle of the field to the 40, but he's going to be brought down around the 39-yard line. 39-yard line. A good return there for the Yankton Bucks to open up this next drive for Yankton, and they have it on there around the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Oswald's not very big, but he's tough to bring down, and he made a couple of Governors miss, and he broke a couple of arm tackles, and so the Bucks are in commission going now down at the 38-yard line. Good field position to start this drive.
Solar is stuffed a yard after he passed the line of scrimmage to the 39-yard line, so a gain of 1 for Corbin Solar. Colin Bruggeman was there on the tackle, and it's 2nd down and 9 from the 39. Final 90 seconds of this first quarter. 7-0 lead here for the Governors. Fitzgerald, he will keep it on the design run, and he'll get past the 40. And it'll be around to the 42, 43-yard line. So it's still, actually, that was Rugby Reichen that ran that one. So Reichen is in for the first time. He picked up about 4 yards, and it's 3rd down and 5 from the 43. Reichen will have a quick throw, and we have a flag, and I don't know if Yankton was all the way set up, and that's going to be a huge – the man was wide open here on the near side, and that was Kramer Zarbach, but Reichen didn't realize that not everybody was set.
Yeah, and that's a sophomore mistake. Reichen saw that he had man coverage over here on the near side with Lincoln Keenholz in the coverage on Zarbach, and he wanted to get that ball off as quick as he could. What he didn't realize is the Bucks had 3 receivers to the far side. They weren't all set, and because of that, that was an illegal procedure play.
So it's now 3rd and 10 here with 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Reichen's going to look to pass again, step up in the pocket. He's going to throw, looking for his man, and it's off the hands of Corbin Solar again. And it's incomplete, and the Governors are going to get off the field. Reagan Bowling was in coverage, but he was beat. Solar's dropped 2 near easy pay dirt passes to him. And that's a couple big breaks for the Governors.
Yeah, and Solar's walking back to the sidelines, and he's just going to be kicking himself for the 2nd straight possession because he has literally dropped 2 passes that had touchdown written all over him.
So another punt here for the Yankton Bucks, another 3 and out. And it will be a fair catch call by Jaden Wiebe around the 19-yard line again. The Yankton Bucks love pinning the Governors to the 19-yard line, where they will start for their 4th drive, and 48 seconds left to go. So not too many plays left to go in this first quarter, but the Governors can add on this drive to their 7-0 lead. As Keenholz, again, he's got 52 yards. He had a 50-yard touchdown run, 52 yards on the ground so far on 6 carries. And like Greg said, if he can continue to do that, that's going to be beneficial to the passing game as the game goes on. Man was coming on late, but he would have been the 12th man. So now Keenholz from the shotgun, empty backfield, quick throw. Merkwan will make the catch on the bubble screen. He's going to be wrapped up. Keenholz didn't throw it hard enough, and it's going to be right at the 19-yard line, maybe even a loss of 1. And it'll be second down. And we'll call it second down and 10, no gain.
Yeah, and what's happened since kickoff is the wind has picked up out of the south. When we had kickoff, it was almost dead still right here, but now the flag over in the southwest corner of the stadium is almost at attention. So that wind has picked up, and Keenholz threw right into that wind, and I think the wind kind of knocked it down.
Keenholz has hit hard as he went to the 20-yard line. That should do it for the first quarter. But it'll be third down and 9 for the Governors when we come back in a minute to start the second quarter. 7-0 for the Governors here after 1. Back in 1 minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to the start of the second quarter, the Governors, they lead 7-0 here over the Yankton Bucks. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean.
A couple quick score updates. Semifinal night in South Dakota Prep football in 11 AAA. Harrisburg leads Roosevelt 14-6 at halftime. Brandon Valley 35, Sioux Falls Lincoln 14. That also at halftime. And in the other 11 AA game late in the first quarter, Brookings leads Huron 7-0.
Third down and 9. Keenholz will look to pass. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to throw, looking for Bolwig. He's got a little bit of a push off. The catch is made by Bolwig. What a diving grab all the way to the 49-yard line. A gain of 29 for Bolwig. Might have got a little bit of a push, but it was not called. And a great grab by the senior Bolwig.
Yeah, and the Yankton Buck coaching staff is trying to plead their case to the back judge, saying, yeah, Bolwig extended that arm and got some separation, but no flags on the play, and the Governors get a long first down conversion on third down.
Handoff for McGuire-Raskey. He'll try to bounce it outside the left tackle. Then he is hit hard as he gets past the 50 and into Yankton territory to around the 48. A gain of 3 for McGuire-Raskey, and it's second down and 7.
So far, what we've seen out of Raskey is a lot of inside handoffs, a lot of stuff between the tackles, and we haven't seen him try to get to the outside. We've not seen that speed option yet out of the Governors yet either tonight.
Second and 8 from the 48-yard line. A handoff for McGuire-Raskey, more accepted. Second and 7. He'll get to the 45. He'll still push forward. What a great job of McGuire-Raskey and part of that offensive line as they were able to get to the 42-yard line. A gain of about 6, and it's now third down and 1 here for the Governors.
And what happened, again, just an inside handoff. Raskey gets to about the 44, actually got pushed back about a yard, and then got a second burst of momentum and actually carried about 3 Buck tacklers 3 yards straight ahead.
McGuire-Raskey right up the middle, right to the 41-yard line. This will be close here. We'll see. They blow the whistle to play to stop the clock. I think that's got to be enough for a first down here for the Pierre Governors. You got to think, and it will be a gain of 1 for McGuire-Raskey, and it's first and 10. No. Well, they said it was fourth down. Where they say it's first down. There we go. The referee had it pointed. And again, the chain gang trying to get himself a fourth down to be a first down for the Governors.
Yeah, and again, the Yankton coaching staff is right in the ear of the side judge and saying that's not where that ball should be spotted in the chain gang. The gentleman running the down marker had it first down, back to fourth down, back to first down, back to fourth down. Now he's got it right. He's at first down.
10:30 to go here in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Buck 41-yard line. Keno's a design run right up the middle. He'll get past the 40 to around the 38. It's a gain of 3. And it'll be 2nd and 6 here for the Pierre Governors.
And we've talked a lot about how good that Pierre Governor offensive line, and they are starting to establish and take control of that line of scrimmage tonight.
Handoff for Rasky again. He'll try and bust through that middle on the right side, and he'll get to around the 36-yard line. And it's 3rd down here as they picked up maybe 2. And it's 3rd down and 5.
Got a flag on the play.
Oh, flag on the far side, so we'll see what it's going to be, and the referee is mic'd up. It is going to be on Yankton. Going to be a face mask on the Bucks, so that's going to push the Governors forward.
Yeah, and the Governors have really tried to push Rasky into the middle of the line. I mean, like we said, that's pretty much the entire game plan for McGuire Rasky so far. Hasn't been thrown for a loss, hasn't gotten big chunks of yardage, but you got to wonder at some point if the Governors don't run play action pass, fake to Rasky, have Keenhole step back and try to find some one-on-one coverage on the outside someplace.
Boy, the chain gang is having all sorts of problem right now. It's 1st down here for the Yankton Bucks, or for the Pierre Governors, but the face mask would have made it still 2nd down for the Governors, but they had 3rd down. The chain, I mean, that could have got very messy, but the referee says another 1st down for Pierre, and it's 1st and 10 for the 31 with under 10 to play here in the first half. Rasky got the handoff. He's wrapped up at the line, and he's then pushed backwards, and it'll be at the 30-yard line. So a gain of 1, and it's 2nd down and 9 for the Governors.
Yeah, and we're in that kind of gray area, that kind of 4-down territory where the Governors are at the Yankton Buck 30-yard line. This is where you kind of begin to manage this as a 4-down series right now. Even if you don't convert on 2nd or 3rd down, you probably still have that 4th down ahead of you.
2nd and 9 from the 30-yard line. 9:18 to play here in the first half. The Bucks, although we're still 9 minutes away from halftime, they get the second half kick. Keno's on design run on a keeper. He'll get to trying to get to the 25-yard line, but he's going to be wrapped up around the 38, maybe 37. It's going to be 3rd down and manageable for the Governors, but as you said, nearing that 4-down territory. So if you pick up a couple of yards here and make it 4th and short, it's almost you're just going to go ahead and go for it. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7 as they're called 3rd down and 6 as a gain of 2 for Keno's.
Yeah, he got the ball at the 27-yard line, and so 3rd and 6. And again, think about this as 2-down territory. Don't have to get all 6 in this 3rd down conversion attempt.
Here is Keno's looking to pass. He'll pump fake. He's going to go for the end zone for Matt Hansen. Coming back to the ball, Hansen up in the air. It's going to fall incomplete. No flag, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, Cody Oswald on the coverage and really did a nice job, and he did a nice job of getting himself turned around. If his back is to the ball and he goes straight into Hansen, there was some kind of hand play and bumping going on down there, but Oswald got his head turned around, played the ball, and because of that, there's no pass interference on the play.
Play clock down to 12. The Governors trying to get their offense set here for a 4th and 7 as they have down play clock down to 5. Shotgun formation for Keno's. 2 receivers out to the left side. Keno's is going to look to pass. He's going to throw over the middle for Bolwick. It's going to be intercepted right in the middle of the field, and it'll be 1st down for Yankton. Although it's an interception, it's not going to be much more than maybe what a turnover on downs would be, as the interception was had for Mason Rizika. And it's 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. The only thing that it really does is give a lot of momentum to the Yankton Bucks, a little bit more than a turnover on downs.
Yeah, the interception and the return brings the ball back to the Buck 26-yard line. Governors put the ball in play at the 27, so the net result is +1 for the Governors on that interception.
Quick throw from Fitzgerald. It might have been tipped, and it falls incomplete. Bergman might have got a hand on it, but it's going to be real short and incomplete from Fitzgerald. Reichen has not thrown a pass attempt yet. Fitzgerald is 1 for 6. He's missed on his last 5 attempts, although there's a couple. Actually, Reichen got an incompletion in there as well, but there's been a couple drops from the Yankton Bucks. 2nd and 10 from the 26, 8:20 to play. Man goes in motion. That is Tyler Solar. As Fitzgerald will keep it himself, as he'll turn as he falls forward after first contact to the 34-yard line. A gain of 8, and it's 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, and again, just that interior option, where that read option of Fitzgerald, where he reads the interior of the Governor offensive or defensive line and tries to figure out if he gives the ball to Solar or keeps it. Had a hole, got 8 yards, and got him into 3rd and short.
And then Corbin Solar got enough for a first down as he goes out to the 36-yard line, a gain of 2. And it's 1st and 10 from the now 36 with 7:50 to play here in the first half. Governor still lead by 7. Oh, hand it off, trying to get to the bounce to the right side. And a good job there. I believe that is it's actually Thomas Weiner that got the handoff on that one, and he'll be able to take first contact and still fall forward to the 38-yard line, a gain of 2 for Weiner.
Yeah, and just an inside handoff that Weiner tried to get to the outside and break off the near side offensive tackle, and the Governors did a good job of controlling and doing contain and wrapping up on that play and held the Bucks to just a gain of 2.
Coach Sean Lewis of the Pierre Governors, the defensive side, I believe he was the one that maybe still had to take the timeout, but Lewis was saying, let's take a timeout here and kind of slow things down. He was walking to those guys and kind of had the hands out to kind of slow things down. 7:28 to play here in the first half. 7-0 lead for Pierre. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football. Today is KCCR. Today is KCCR.com. Second and 8 says we welcome you back here to Yankton High School at Crane at Youngworth Field. As 38 from the 38-yard line, 2nd and 8. 7:28 to go here in the first half. Fitzgerald will move Tyler Solar in motion to go back to his normal spots, and Fitzgerald will roll to his right, looking to pass. Bergman, he's not going to get a sack. Fitzgerald will throw for Corbin Solar as he was falling to the ground, and that was a dangerous throw, but almost a completion for Fitzgerald to Solar, which would have got positive yards, but it's now 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, and Fitzgerald, like you said, dangerous play. He was starting to go down, saw Solar, was able to avoid the sack and a loss of about 6 or 7 by getting the ball in the neighborhood of Solar.
3rd and 8 from the 38-yard line. 3 down lineman for the Pierre Governors. Fitzgerald will have a flag coming in. And it looks like it might be a false start on the Bucks. That's a tough break for Yankton as well. That's going to back them up 5 yards, and it will be a false start.
A couple other quick score updates from around South Dakota. In 11A, T leads Madison 10-0 late first quarter. West Central down to Canton 7-0 in the middle of the second quarter in 11A, and in 11B, Winter leads Sioux Valley 14-0. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Bridgewater Emory Ethan 33, Mobridge Pollock 0, middle of the third quarter.
3rd and 14. Fitzgerald will roll to his right. He's going to throw over the middle. It's going to fall incomplete. Keenel's on the defense, and Cameron Zarbach was the intended receiver, and he's got his arms out, wondering what Fitzgerald was thinking on that throw. And that's not the Yankton Buck team that we saw in week 3. Everything was clicking for Yankton. Right now, they're a little frustrated here because that offense has not got moving at all. Almost a quarter and a half in.
Yeah, and Zarbach was blanketed by one of the Governor's secondary defenders, and even if the Governors wouldn't have had that blanket coverage, the ball that Fitzgerald threw was about 5 yards short and about 5 yards to the right, so there would have been no ability for Zarbach to even come close to making that catch.
Preston Taylor was late to get off the field, so the Governors had to take another timeout. That's their second of the half, and a game that's 7-0 right now. And the Governors, who would love to score late in the half because the Yankton Bucks are going to get the ball in the second half, that might be a mental mistake from the Governors that could cost them late here in this first half and could cost them some points. That's one that, of course, you don't want to take the penalty, although it would have been 4th and 9, so they probably still would have probably punted the ball away anyway. but one that you hate to spend the time out on because it's one that you got to know. You got to know that you're supposed to be off at that point on 4th down and get off the field.
Yeah, and we've seen Coach Steve Steele keep those first half timeouts in his pocket and use them when the opposing team has the ball with about 2 minutes to go and try to force a punt right before halftime and then go into his quick strike offense and try to get some points right before halftime.
So another punt here for the Yankton Bucks from their own 33-yard line. It is a good punt from Paulson. Call for a fair catch, and then Lewis will let it bounce, and a good job to just narrowly avoid touching it. And what do you know? Oh, it's going to go to the 18-yard line, almost to the 19-yard line again. But that's the 4th punt of the game from the Yankton Bucks. And the Pierre Governors, again, have a chance to add on to their 7-0 lead after an interception in the red zone that they were able to take out of the red zone were the Yankton Bucks. And now the Pierre Governors again. 7:02 left to go here in the first half. Hey, a long drive right here can take plenty of time off the clock and can get yourself some more points and maybe get a 2-touchdown lead going into halftime. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Shotgun formation for Keenholz. He's going to look over the middle. The throw, the catch is made by Bullwig. He's past the 20, and he's going to get maybe the 21-yard line, so a gain of quick 4 for Reagan Bullwig on that first down throw.
Yeah, just a quick out of the tight end position for Bullwig on the far side of the field, and brought down immediately by Sam Kamshaw for the Bucks, 5'10", 180-pound junior defensive end for the Bucks.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left side of the offensive line. Keenholz will keep it in design run, but he is wrapped up after just a gain of a couple to the 24, a gain of 3, and it's still manageable here. 4th down and 3 for the Governors.
Yeah, and the Governors are able to get kind of a hole on both sides of the formation when they decide to run Keenholz either off tackle left, off tackle right.
Shotgun formation again here for Keenholz. Play action, rolling to his right. Keenholz will throw on the run for Bullwig. Tipped up in the air. Bullwig still makes the catch. And he's out of bounds past the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and that was a play action pass. Probably the first one that we've seen tonight. We got a flag back in the Governor backfield, and this one's coming back.
That's a hold, and that where the flag is thrown, depending on where that's all the way back at the 18-yard line. So if that's 10 yards from the 18-yard line, that is pushing the Govs very far back. As is Jace Beestrom that is called for the hold. And it is still 3rd down, but it is now 3rd down and very long here for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, but really, really athletic play from Reagan Bullwig. Just a ball that he was actually bracketed, and he gets a lot of double coverage, has gotten a lot of double coverage throughout the year. He had a buck both in front of him and behind him, and Keenholz was able to thread the ball, and Bullwig actually tipped the ball to himself and would have had a 1st down had it not been for the penalty.
3rd and 15. Keenholz will look to pass on an empty backfield. He's going to throw, looking for it all for McGuire. Raskin overthrows his target. And so now the Governors, who had a promising look past the 40-yard line, will now have to punt the ball away again. And again, you look back, and I'm sure it's not really on the minds of the Pierre Governors, but they had the problems with the punts last game here on week 3 that turned into a Yankton touchdown. A problem on a punt here in your own end, standing around your own end zone, will lead to you almost want to push it out of the back of the end zone and just give him a safety instead of trying to give him a touchdown.
Yeah, and the wind is blowing out of the south, but it actually kind of looks like it's coming a little bit out of the southeast. So this is actually going to be into the wind just a little bit.
Keenholz with a pretty good punch. It's going to be fielded by Oswald. He's going to be missed on the first couple tackles. He's still on his feet. He's out to the 40, 35, 30, and he's going to cut it back to the 25 before he's tripped up and down by the punter and the quarterback, Lincoln Keenholz, at around the 26-yard line. And it's 1st down here for the Yankton Bucks. That's a big return there from Oswald, who nearly was down and back at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Oswald has really shown his mettle as a kick returner here tonight, and he slipped a couple of Governor arm tackles back at midfield and about the 45-yard line, and then he was able to pick up about an extra 25 yards after he got out of those arm tackles.
Riken will be the quarterback now, as he'll keep it on that design or the read option, and he is wrapped up at the 25, 24-yard line. And maybe a gain of 1 to the 24. And it's 2nd down and 9. And then Riken again, now he'll hand off for Solar. He's trying to break through the secondary. He's going to get to around the 16-yard line. So he's going to be close to the first down marker. But I think it's going to be 3rd down and 1, a gain of 8 for Solar.
Yeah, and one of the first times we've seen on that option that they've actually handed the ball off to Solar. I mean, a lot of times so far tonight it has been fake to Solar and let the quarterback keep the ball.
Solar, he's wrapped up in the backfield. He's not going to pick up a first down, and so it's now 4th down. The Governors had it read perfectly, and that defensive line went right through that offensive line, and it's now 4th down and 1 from the 16. Let's see if the Governor defensive line can get a big stop here.
Yeah, and I think Solar actually lost about a half a yard on that play.
And they're going to go for a field goal here, as it's going to be Paulson to come on to try and attempt a field goal. So it's going to be right around a 34-yard field goal for Trevor Paulson to try and make it 7-3. Play clock down to 10. Now they're going to come back up for it. Ryken's going to try and fake it. Now they're going to go back out again, and I think they're going to take a timeout. I don't know if they're going to try and get the Governors to go offside or what they're trying to do, but it turned out to almost being a fake to maybe we're going to back it up and try and kick the field goal anyway, and then take the timeout for Yankton with 4:06 left to go. This is a big play in terms of if you get the field goal, you're only down by 4, so that kind of turns into what the Governors might think about doing as they go forward in this rest of this first half. But if you don't get it, if you miss the field goal or don't pick up the first down, that's a huge stop, and the momentum you just had is all the way back to the Governors.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if that wasn't a design play to try to get the Governors to jump offside and get the first down that way. Looks like they brought the offense back out on the field. So this is going to be smash mouth football. This is either probably going to be Fitzgerald or Solar. We'll see which one it is on the run.
And they're going to go for the shotgun here on 4th and 1. Snap. Fitzgerald's going to go to the right side. He's going to end up for a first down. He's going to try and get to the end zone. 10, 5, diving for the end zone pylon. He is in for a touchdown. And the Yankton Bucks are a extra point away from tying the ball game up with 3:59 left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, and just a bootleg where a naked bootleg where virtually all the Buck offensive line and Solar went to the left side. Fitzgerald just gets the snap, comes to the right side. The Governor defense followed their reads, and then it was just a foot race for Fitzgerald, and he was just able to get past Lincoln Keenholz, who had the last opportunity to get him on the ground, and dove for the pylon, and
extra point is blocked by the Governors. I think they got to pick it up, and they will be no good. So blocked extra point. That's what happened in the game last week. Mitchell got a blocked extra point, but that's a big play because the Governors still lead by 1, 7-6, with 3:59 left to go here in the first half. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on today's KCCR. Today's KCCR.com. So it was a 4-play, 25-yard drive for the for the Yankton Bucks, and they have almost tied up the Pierre Governors, but the extra point was blocked, and it is 7-6 with 3:59 left to go here in the first half. And the Governors are going to try and add to it here. They got to add to it. The Yankton Bucks get the ball to start the second half, and you almost feel like this is a must score here for the Governors. So Paulson will tee it up. They have Brock Mosier and McGuire Rasky back. He's going to go near the end zone. It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, is maybe 2 yards into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 20 here for the Pierre Governors, or 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Pierre Governors with 3:59 to go.
And so right now, the Governors, ideally, you'd like to see them go on about a 3.5-minute drive, 80-yard drive, and culminate with a touchdown right before halftime. But right now, that would be the ideal. Whatever Coach Steve Steele and the Green and White could do to put more points on the board, they'll take. This is a tough, just physical football game, and this is going to be a fun one here in the last 4 minutes of the second quarter.
McGuire Rasky will get a handoff as he goes up the middle for a short gain, or a quick gain of about 6 or 7, and so a second down and short. They'll call it a gain of 6 for McGuire Rasky, who right now has got 55 yards on 13 carries. as he'll get the handoff again on second down. Flags will be coming all over the place, and maybe Yankton had too many guys in the field. They had 2 flags. The all the way in the very back that the referee threw a flag. And we'll see what the flag is if there were too many guys in the field, because usually you throw a quick flag and it's going to be illegal shift. But when that other referee threw the flag all the way from around the 50-yard line, it seemed like maybe that could be on the Yankton Bucks. Wait to see what the call is here from as the referees are discussing it. And waiting for that official call.
Got the back judge and the line judge.
Illegal shift. 12 men on the field on the defense. Penalties offset. Replay the down.
So that was why there's multiple flags that were thrown, because there's multiple penalties. So it's to be second down and 4. They wipe away the gain from McGuire-Raskey, and we will redo it again from the 26-yard line. Second and 4, 3:34 left to go here in the first half. And Lincoln Keenholz getting the play from Coach Steve Steele. It'll be receiver on each side, shotgun formation. Reagan Bolwig will line up as a tight end. He was about to go out to the slot. Pistol formation here for Keenholz. 4-down lineman for the Yankton Bucks. Bergman will go in motion to the right side. Raskey with the handoff. He's going to cut it back to the left side, trying to get one more block. He's going to cut it back. He's out to the 40, 45, 50, trying to cut it back to the 45, down around the 41-yard line. And that is the longest run for McGuire-Raskey this year. We were one for over 30 yards.
Yeah, that one is 34 yards on the run from the Governor 26 to the Buck 40. Longest run of the year for McGuire-Raskey. Just a designed run where he took it to the left tackle, then bounced it outside, was able to get to the edge, and then it was a foot race and just ran out of real estate on the sideline.
Raskey get the handoff, trying to go to the right side. He was slow to get through that offensive line. He's going to pick up maybe a yard or so, and at second down, we'll call it a long 8, a gain of 2 for McGuire-Raskey.
Yeah, just kind of a stretch play that he tried to get to the outside and kept trying to find a hole. Just wasn't, very patient, and finally saw just a bit of a crease over the right tackle and was able to get forward motion for about 2 yards.
From the Buck 38-yard line, Raskey got the handoff again. He's through that first line of defense. He'll get near the 33-yard line, so a gain of 5 for McGuire-Raskey. It's third down and manageable here for the Governors. And now all of a sudden, Raskey, who was at 55 yards about 4 runs ago, he's up to 96 yards on now 16 carries. And it's third down and a big-time third down opportunity for the Yankton Buck defense, but also for this Pierre Governor offense with 2.5 to play. Handoff for Raskey again. He'll hesitate. He's going to try. He's not going to get to the line. He's trying to turn things around. It's for progress. They're going to say it was stopped as he was spinning around, and it's probably somewhat good for the Governors, but they're going to only give him a gain of 1, so it's now 4th down and 2 for the 32. And this is 4-down territory here for the Pierre Governors. This is a huge 4th down in this first half.
Yeah, and as fast as both offenses have been going, and McGuire-Raskey has been carrying a heavy load. I think on this 4th down play, they're slowing down just a little bit to let Raskey catch his breath. He had both of his hands on his knees bent over, trying to get a little extra oxygen before this play. 4th and 2, they're going to run the pitch play. Keenholz going to keep it himself. He's going to get enough for a first down. I think Yankton was ready for that pitch play, for that option, but Keenholz saw the opening, and he got to the 30-yard line. He's on the left side of that 30-yard line, moving to the left, and it's a first down for the Governors and Keenholz. That is a very smart play from the sophomore. Yeah, just got the first down by about a half a yard. He was just able to put his head down and just get that last half yard, and with it, the Governors get a first down. Now Keenholz will get a design run up the middle. He dives forward past the 25 to the 24-yard line, a gain of 6 for Lincoln Keenholz. And it's now as the Governors still don't have to really hurry quite yet, but there's a minute 15. They got one timeout, so they've got to be sure about their play calls and maybe move a little bit quicker, but you don't want to leave much time for the Yankton Bucks. 2nd and 4 from the 24. Empty backfield, shotgun formation. 2 receivers out to the left side. Keenholz in a design run again. He's going to run up the middle, trying to get to the 20-yard line. He's going to be near the 21, and it'll be a gain of 3, and it's now 3rd down and 1 for the Governors. Yeah, both Keenholz and Houston Lundy just a little slow to get up after that play, and Keenholz has carried the ball the last 3 plays, kind of to give McGuire-Raskey just a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather.
35 seconds to go. The Governors are kind of milking this clock right now. Keenholz will get a handoff for Raskey, trying to pick up to the first down marker. I don't know if he's going to get there. This is going to be one where the referee is going to be pretty quick to either call first down or call for a measurement, because the Governors, their play call is going to be completely different if it's first down or fourth down. And there's 17 seconds left to go. The referee, it's going to be 4th down and 1, so no gain for McGuire-Raskey. But 12 seconds out. Now, if the Governors, maybe they take a timeout and maybe go for the end zone here. They're going to say maybe wait. They're going to say wait. We're going to call timeouts. Coach Steve Steele, he's going to call timeout with 2 seconds to go. So 4th and 1 from the 21-yard line. That's a smart play here, because you really didn't have much time. Yes, you're going to pick up a first down, so the clock was going to stop, but you didn't have much time to do much else. So you take the timeout with 2 seconds. You're going to go for the end zone here. Maybe you go for a long field goal, which would be about a 38-yard field goal for Carson Miller. But, hey, outside of a pick six, this is going to be a Governor lead going to halftime.
Yeah, and 38-yard field goal attempt for Carson Miller would probably be at the outside of his range. And so this is almost in all likelihood, and it looks like the Governors have the offense on the field. I do see Carson Miller in that huddle, so not quite sure what they're going to do. If they keep the offense on the field, it becomes probably one of the shortest Hail Mary plays you're going to see from the Yankton 20-yard line. If Carson Miller comes out for the field goal, like we said, it's going to be about 37, and it is going to be Carson Miller coming out for the field goal attempt.
So they will go for the field goal to try and go up 10-6 here at the end of the half. So right around a 38-yard field goal attempt. They're going to Keenholz is going to be right at the 27. Maybe we'll see a timeout taken from Coach Muth to try and ice. Yep, and he's going to take a timeout. So now maybe the Governors are playing some gamemanship, thinking that Muth was going to take the timeout, and they might come out and try and run a play here. I will say that around Halloween, I made that tweet about running a hook and ladder so I can yell at Billy Bob, Billy Bob.
Oh, yeah.
You never know here. You never know with Coach Steele. I asked him before that game, I said, are you gonna try and run that? He goes, no, not tonight. So it's not saying, he wasn't saying no, as Dumb and Dumber says, so you're saying there's a chance.
When we had Coach Steele on the postgame show 2 weeks ago, after the last regular season game, we asked him, what do you do different? How do you prepare going into the playoffs? And his response was, to paraphrase basically, every team's going to keep their base playbook, but every team is going to put in a few wrinkles. If you've got a wrinkle, if you've got something deep in the playbook, this would be the time to drag it out. You really don't have a lot to lose. You've got Lincoln Keenholz, the quarterback, is your holder. You've got a couple of hands guys on the ends who could go off for passes. You never know what might happen. So we'll see in about 5 seconds.
Carson Miller's going to go for the extra for the field goal. 37-yard attempt here for Carson Miller at the end of the half. Miller, line drive kick. Is it going to go through it? Off the uprights, and it's no good. It hits the left upright, and he just missed it. Had plenty of distance. He could have made it from 47, but it goes off the left upright, and it's 7-6 here at the break, and the Yankton Bucks will get some momentum going into the locker room here at halftime. Governors lead 7-6 here at the break. Back in 3 minutes with the halftime show. Listening to Pierre Governor Football on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to Yankton and Crane Youngworth Field as the Pierre Governors, they lead 7-6 here at the break. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. You are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Greg, the exciting first half. Right now, discrepancy in yards. 221 for Pierre, 66 for Yankton, but it's a 1-point game at half.
Yeah, and the difference is Yankton has done a better job in terms of special teams. They've done a better job in terms of kick returns, putting themselves in better field position. And so, especially on that touchdown drive for the Bucks, they had a short field starting inside the Governor 30-yard line. And so even though there's a big discrepancy in yards, and the Governors have really done a nice job in terms of moving the ball, probably have a pretty good advantage in terms of time of possession. But right, like you said, 1-point ball game, Govs up 7-6 thanks to Karsten Miller extra point being the difference right now. But this game is everything that we had expected. It's a couple of very good football teams going back and forth right now, very physical, a lot of blows being traded in the trenches. And, you got a couple of teams that are going to lay it all on the line here in the last 24 minutes.
And the Governors talk about laying it on the line here. Lincoln Keenels and McGuire Askey, especially that last drive to get into field goal range and have them have a chance to score. They had some real tough runs and some halftime probably couldn't come quick enough for those guys to try and get them a little bit of a rest before the second half, because Raskey's got 97 yards and 18 carries. Keenel 72 yards on 13 carries. It's just been a ground game for both these teams so far. Keenel's only got 52 yards. He's 5 for 9 with an interception, but he only got 52 yards passing. It is all coming on the ground here for both these teams right now tonight.
Yeah, and we saw the Yankton Buck defense back in week 3 really do a pretty good job, even though Keenholz put up over 350 yards passing. They got burned on a couple of long touchdown passes in that game, but for the most part, they did a pretty good job in terms of controlling the Governor passing game. That's what they've done again tonight. I mean, they really have not let Reagan Bolwig get going at all. The Governors have thrown a couple of flares and a couple of bubble screens to Jack Merkwan, but really have not been able to crack off a big one so far. The longest pass play was actually nullified by a holding call, a pass play that Reagan Bolwig actually tipped the ball to himself over on the far sideline. But Yankton, to their credit, has actually done a pretty good job in terms of controlling the passing game, and then it's just really down to the trenches on both sides.
To the flat with him. He's got 0 catches so far. 0. He's got 1 that was overthrown right before they had to punt the ball away. But that this evening, and he is used to making some catches on a quick screen or just a quick pass. And you got to think that maybe here in that first half, Steele maybe, I don't want to say avoided it, but saying we're gonna wait till the second half to kind of start bringing those plays out for this Pierre Governor team.
And you hope it is the case, but like we said late in the first half, McGuire Askey's carried a big load. Not only the 18 carries, he's also, like you said, split out a couple of times into the slot, and then he plays a full load on defense and returns kickoff. So we saw him, and he was gassed at the end of the first half, and so you kind of wonder, are you going to be able to continue to put that kind of load on McGuire Raskey in the second half? Now, let's flip on the other side. Trevor Fitzgerald, Corbin Solar, the 2 main running threats for the Bucks, really have been bottled up. I mean, Solar really has not. I think he's only touched the ball a handful of times, and other than the 16-yard touchdown run from Fitzgerald, the Governors have really done a nice job with him as well.
Yeah, if you take away those 16 yards in that run, all of a sudden they've only got 50 yards of total offense for the Yankton Bucks in the first half. So this is going to be a game that we thought maybe the offense was going to be in the forefront of this game, but the defense, both defenses, and Coach Lewis, would talk with him Tuesday. He was very impressed with how the Pierre Governor defense had been practicing Monday and Tuesday. And when we talked to Coach Nye before the game as well, and he said, Thursday is not really a day for the defense to really go after it. It's more of a special teams day and kind of a final walkthrough. But he said Wednesday was a very good practice day, and he said that's probably the best week of practice that the Governors have had. And of course, my response was, that's the best week until next week when you have your best week of practice. And he said, that's exactly right. That's a great way to look at it. But this Pierre Governor defense probably had their best week of practice this week, and it's especially in the first half, the first 24 minutes, this defense has shown why they've had a really good week of practice.
Yeah, and they needed to. The Yankton Bucks put 52 points on the board against them in week 3. So far tonight, and in week 3, they'd given up 29 points at halftime. So far tonight, like you said, 66 yards of offense, 6 points on the board. So the defense has really done a nice job tonight. And 24 minutes to go. We'll see if the Governor defense can continue to rise up time after time and shut down the red and white.
We're one of 14 games here tonight. We'll have scores for the other 13. We'll have them for you after this 3-minute break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to Yankton as the Governors lead 7-6 here at the break. The Yankton will get the ball to start the second half as John Winkler alongside Greg Dean.
Score updates from semifinal night in South Dakota high school football. In 11 AAA, late in the fourth quarter, an upset brewing at Howard Wood Field. Harrisburg 21, Sioux Falls Roosevelt 19. In Brandon tonight, Brandon Valley 55, Sioux Falls Lincoln 21. Brandon has scored on every one of their 8 possessions so far tonight against the Patriots. In 11 AA, the other semifinal going on to determine who will meet the winner of this game that you are listening to tonight on today's KCCR. In Brookings leads Huron 14-0 that game at halftime. In 11A, T area 17, Madison 14. That game midway through the second quarter, and at halftime, Canton leads West Central 7-0. In 11B, at halftime, Winter leads Sioux Valley 14-6. And our first final of the night, Bridgewater Emory Ethan 46, Mobridge Pollock nothing. A shutout for the Seahawks. In 9AA, Platte Geddes leads Viborg Hurley at the start of the third quarter, 20-16. And also at halftime, Hamlin 22, Lemon McIntosh 0. In 9A, Warner 19, Wall 0 late in the third quarter. Also at halftime, Howard 7, Canastota Freeman 6. And in 9B, another final, Woolsey Wessington has defeated Harriet Selby area 20-14. Woolsey Wessington, the Warbirds, on to the Dakota Dome next weekend. They will meet the winner of Kadoka area and Del Rapids St. Mary's. The Cougars lead that game midway through the fourth quarter, 20-14.
Those are your other 13 scores, and right here at Yankton, it is 7-6 for the Pierre Governors. We will step aside for 2 minutes. When we come back, we have a kickoff for the second half. You're listening to Pierre Governor Playoff Football on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to Yankton, getting set for the second half. The Governors will have to kick off, and we'll have to have that defense start out strong here for Pierre as they are looking to advance to their fourth straight state championship game, and they're still alive trying to win their fourth straight state championship as no team has knocked them off since, 2016? Is that as far back as we got to go to see the last time the Governors fall in a playoff game? And they're looking to make it still in 2016 that anybody has knocked them off.
Yeah, and I think you and I were talking earlier this year that in week 4, the Governors were scheduled to play T, and the COVID outbreak at the high school put that game on the back burner. And I think you had talked to Coach Steele and said that was the first week when there were football games going on. First week that he had been here when football games were going on and he was not coaching since the championship game weekend of 2016.
Yes.
So that's what gets you when you play in 3 state championships.
Exactly. It's one of those things where you don't really think about it, and all of a sudden you're going, that is a long time of playing football all the way through every single year from 2017 on, as the Governors will tee it up. 12 minutes are on the clock. We're just about set for the start of the second half, as Oswald and Fitzgerald are standing back-to-back right at the 10-yard line, and Karsten Miller will kick it deep here. It's going to be actually not a deep kick. It's going to be rolling, and it's going to be fielded up the middle for Thomas Weiner, trying to get farther up the middle. It's going to be to about the 42, 43-yard line. So Thomas Weiner, one of the backup running back, he will get the kickoff to start the second half, and the Bucks are at the 42-yard line. So a good field position here for Yankton on their first drive to start the second half.
Yeah, and that was a kickoff that was designed to stay away from Cody Oswald. He has done a nice job returning both kickoffs and punts, and that was an effort to keep the ball out of his hands.
Fitzgerald will take the handoff. He's going up the middle. Reagan Bolwick trying to jump on his back to maybe try and strip the ball free, but he's going to get to the 49, and a good gain of about 7 for Fitzgerald that first run, and it's second down and 3. Shotgun formation. Fitzgerald again from the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He's going to pitch it over for Solar. Corbin Solar's got enough for a first down. He's into Pierre Governor territory as he's going to be near the sideline, but not out of bounds as he gets to the 45. A gain of 6, and enough for a first down for Yankton to open up this second half.
And the first time we've seen Yankton run that speed option all the way down to, and Solar is down in the backfield. I suspect it's a cramp. He went down like he got shot in the backfield, and he's able to get up under his own power before the trainers get out to him. But you got to think that that's probably just a cramp. Thankfully that he's not hurt any worse, but he will have to come off for a play.
The Yankton coaching staff told him to go down. I mean, they were sitting there putting their arms down, telling him to go down, and maybe he was calling for it, but he couldn't get off the field quick enough, so I said, just go down and we'll get it out. But if you're the Pierre coaching staff, you're not really too upset right now, but if that's later in this second half, you're probably getting more upset that they don't have to take a timeout. Here is first and 10 for the 45-yard line, and Yankton's going to get called for a false start, as I believe maybe Xavier Leonard. Yep, he was the one that moved. And the referee with no mic on, it'll be first down and 15, and I'm pretty sure it was Xavier Leonard that was moving early, and it's first and 15 as they're going to go all the way back to the 50-yard line now.
Yeah, and Solar not getting any attention from the trainers on the sideline, so you got to expect he will be back in the game shortly for the Bucks. Like I said, you just got to believe it was a cramp. He's up and walking without a limp.
Now the referees are getting and talking about something here. I'm not sure why they're having a conversation. Oh, they're going to change the call, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Governors. It's an encroachment call. That's a very interesting change here. Wow, that looked all but a false start penalty.
Yeah, and Steve Steele is in the ear of the line judge over on the far sideline. He's still pleading his case.
Fitzgerald will roll to his right. He's going to throw on the run, and he's going to throw behind Tyler Solar. It falls incomplete. Fitzgerald is 1 for 8 for 8 yards so far here tonight. He's missed on his last 7 pass attempts.
Yeah, and Fitzgerald on the bootleg out to the near side, and he just has not been comfortable in the pocket tonight. The Governors have been able to bring some pressure and tried to throw on the run and just underthrew Solar.
3-down lineman for the Governors. Shotgun formation. They're going to keep it with Solar on the handoff. Good job there by Bergman to not allow Fitzgerald to hold on to the football. And it's going to be a gain of around 1 or 2. And it's third down and manageable here for Yankton. They called a gain of 2, and it's 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Reagan Bolwig on the tackle on that inside handoff on that interior option that Yankton has run a lot tonight.
Now pistol formation with a fullback there for the Bucks. Hand up off the middle for Solar. He is stuffed in the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard to the 38. No, he's going to be right there at the 38-yard line. So it's 4th down and 3 And again, here comes the punting unit, but where you're sitting at, Coach Steele and Coach Lewis, Coach Fleckway, got to say, watch for a fake. You don't know what this Yankton team's going to do until they punt the ball away. And it looks like the Governors aren't going to put anybody back. They're going to play for the fake here.
Yeah, and the interior of the Governor defensive line just stood Corbin Solar up right at the line on that play.
So a high punt, and we'll see where this is going to be fielded at. So it's going to be taking a hop. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay outside the 15-yard line, right around the 17. So that's a huge stop there for the Pierre Governors on defensively, especially after it was a 1st and 5 situation. They ended up putting the ball away on that set of downs.
Yeah, and kind of on the punt, Paulson just tried to pooch kick it and not kick it into the end zone, but actually it went out of bounds at the 17, and I thought that thing was probably going to be down inside the 10, but it rolled out of bounds before it got the favorable Yankton bounce.
Lincoln Keno's looking for maybe a home run ball for McGuire-Rasky, and that is broken up, and a good job there to break it up. As in coverage was James Stewart, the starting linebacker for the Yankton Bucks. It's 2nd down and 10, and the second time that McGuire-Rasky has been targeted here tonight.
Yeah, first time we've seen Rasky come across the middle out of the slot position. This time on a post route right across the middle, and good coverage by the Bucks to break up that play.
2 receivers out to the right side. Lincoln Keno's again will go for the shotgun. He'll throw over the middle. The catch is going to be made and throwing nearly out of bounds, but the clock will continue to run as Reagan Bullwig make the catch, and it's now 3rd down for the Governors as they're around the 19-yard line, 24-yard line. And it's 3rd down and 2 again. That was a gain of 8 for Bullwig.
Yeah, and just a kind of a half rollout from Keenholz hit Bullwig on an out route and just got them into 3rd and manageable.
3rd and 2 from the 24-yard line. 9.5 to play the third quarter. Keno's looked to pass again. He's going to roll to his right. He's got enough to pick up a first down on his feet. He's past the 30, trying to get to the sideline. He's out of bounds, and a first down here for the Pierre Governors. And Keno's again a little slow to get up as he'll get to about the 32-yard line, a gain of about 8 again for the Governors.
And just a nice decision, a nice read by Lincoln Keenholz. Sat in the pocket, waited for that clock to go off in his head, got to 4.5, said nothing open, rolled to his right, saw a lot of open space, and was able to get the first down for the Governors.
1st and 10 for the 32. Keenholz will hand off, keep it himself, and he'll get right around the 34, gain of 2, and it's 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, again, just the designed run. And again, that is as much about keeping those linebackers occupied and keeping them honest, trying to possibly set something up later in the game where you might be able to break a big one off over the middle.
2nd and 8 from the 34-yard line. Keenholz will look to pass. He's got to step in the pocket, throws over the middle. Man fell down and almost intercepted, and a flag comes in. Jack Merquan's looking for a flag, but they got a flag over there, so looks like it'll be pass interference. Merquan was pleading this case to the wrong referee because the other referee had already called it.
Yeah, Merquan comes up and immediately starts pleading his case to the back judge. He did not see the side judge from the near side was the one who actually threw the flag, and it was obviously pass interference. Merquan making the cut on the post route, and the pass interference comes from Jaden Supergecki, who got his feet tangled up with Merquan. And the tripping did not allow Merquan to make a play on the ball. That's a pretty obvious PI call.
So it's now 1st and 10 from the Pierre 49-yard line. Not to the it was not an obvious call to the Yankton fans as they did not like that call. But it's 1st and 10 from the 49. 8:48 to play here in the third quarter. Keenholz from the shotgun, empty backfield. He's going to look deep. He's going to throw for Rasky and overthrows him again. 3rd time now that Rasky's been targeted. 2 times he's been overthrown, and it's 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line.
Yeah, and again, James Stewart in coverage, man on man, going right down the hash mark. And if Keenholz and Rasky can connect, you're going to get a big play, because if you can get Rasky man on man, I think Coach Steele will take that all night long, every day.
2nd and 10 for the 49. Governors are in no hurry right now. The clock is stopped at 8:42. Play clock down to 10. Empty backfield, 2 receivers out to the right side. Aaron Booth, the lone receiver, the near sideline. Keenels is going to go pass. He's going to throw short. McGuire Assey's got his first catch. He's in the Yankton territory. He's going to try and cut it back, and he's around the 48-yard line as the Governors. It is third down and around 8, a gain of 2.
Yeah, and Rasky tried to make about 3 moves. He had 3 Yankton Buck defenders in front of him, and he made about 3 moves and almost got away from all 3 of them if Stewart does not bring him down on that with that arm tackle.
3rd and 8 from the 49-yard line. Keenel's already got pressure. He's going to roll down the pocket to his right. He's going to look to throw. He throws, looking for Bolwick, tipped up in the air, and it's going to fall incomplete. And that was a dangerous throw from Keenel's as Aiden Fieser had a chance to intercept it. Fitzgerald was there, Bolwig, and a couple of other guys were in the vicinity. But well, that's a one that maybe Lincoln Keenel's wanting to throw out of bounds and not throw another interception with a 7-6 ball game here with 7:58 to play in the third quarter.
He had Bolwig coming from the hash mark on a deep out route and threw that into the middle of about 5 bodies, 2 Governors and 3 Bucks, and luckily that ball just landed on the carpet because otherwise that had INT potentially written all over it.
High punt is going to roll, and it's going to take a Governor roll right to around the 6-yard line. So a good punt there from Lincoln Keenels. And it is going to be 1st and 10 from the Yankton 6-yard line for their next possession. 7:48 to go here in the third quarter. It is 7-6 as the Governors lead by 1 here midway through this third quarter.
Yeah, and that's an NFL punter type punt. I mean, 43 yards on the punt, drop dead inside the Yankton Buck 10-yard line. They'll put it in play from the 6. 43 yards on the punt, no return on the play.
Shotgun formation as Fitzgerald will keep it on a read option, and he is dropped. They got him around the 6-yard line. I don't know how the football got to the 6-yard line. No gain, and it's 2nd down and 10. Looked like he didn't even get back to the 5-yard line, but it is 2nd and 10 here from the 6.
Reagan Bolwig crashing hard from his left defensive end position. Got a lot of help from Preston Taylor in the middle, and they're able to hold Fitzgerald to no gain.
Fitzgerald looked to pass. He's going to throw for Solar. He's going to make the catch just outside the end zone, but he is wrapped up for a loss. Fitzgerald's finally got a completion since his first pass attempt of the game, but it's 3rd down and now 12 as he's dropped back to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, and what the Bucks tried to do is set up a bubble screen for Solar out on the left side, and that was immediately snuffed out by Jace Beestrom over there, and the Governors have the Bucks backed up in the shadow of their own end zone.
3rd and 12. Fitzgerald's going to look to pass, throws over the middle. It's going to fall incomplete. Lincoln Keenels was in coverage as they were looking to go to Cameron Zarbach, and it's now 4th down, and Yankton's going to punt it from inside the end zone. They're going to be backed up all the way to their goal or to the back end of the end zone to punt this one away. And that is a huge 3-and-out there from the Governors, who, again, still lead by 1, 7-6, with 6:50 to play here in the third quarter.
And Cameron Zarbach for Yankton was very much of a factor in game number 1. That's, I think, the first time you've called his name tonight. I mean, he has not been a factor at that wide receiver position so far tonight. A lot of credit to the Governor secondary.
On a punt from out of their own end zone, a good punt. Boy, oh boy, Paulson with the wind. He's going to go all the way back to the 26-yard line. A fantastic punt from Paulson, and that is going to be putting the Governors back deep in their own territory after it was from the 4-yard line.
71-yard punt from Paulson from the 3 to the 26-yard line, and we've seen that young man in week 3. He's got a big leg, and boy, did he show that off there.
So it is now 1st and 10 from the Governor 26 with 6:37 to play here in the third quarter. 7-6 still our score. It has been that way for nearly an entire full quarter here, as it's been a low-scoring affair between these two teams. Shotgun formation, receiver on each side. Lincoln Keenels, and we have a whistle and a flag before the snap. And it's going to be a false start on the Governors. And it's going to push them back to the 21-yard line.
I think I saw some movement from Merkwan.
It is Jack Merkwan that will get called for the false start, and it's 1st and 15 for the 21.
Yeah, Merkwan just tried to get about a half a second jump on the play, and what we've seen is a first half that was dominated by the run game. It now has turned into a passing game here in the second half.
First and 15 for the 21. Keenholz play action. He's going to look to pass. He's going to throw for McGuire. Raskey's got the catch. He's out to the 45-50. Crosses midfield. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, McGuire Raskey.
79 yards on the touchdown pass, and the Governors now take a 2-score lead.
13-6 with 6:22 to go here in the third quarter. And that is a huge first play from scrimmage for the Pierre Governors. And Raskey adding to that total and an extra point away from going up by 8 here midway through the third.
Yeah, and what happened was Raskey was in the slot, and Keenholz took the snap, kind of started to bootleg to his right, but then reverse field came back to his left. Raskey just ran right up the hash mark, and he was about 8 yards clear of any Buck defender. It was just an easy pitch and catch for Keenholz to Raskey, and then it was just a foot race, and Raskey will win that one every day. And with 6:22 to go in the third quarter, the Governors now lead 14-6.
We will step aside for 30 seconds. Back with more Pierre Governor football. Today's KCCR. Today's KCCR.com. One play, 79-yard grab from McGuire Raskey from Lincoln Keenholz, and with 6:22 to play here in the third quarter, the Governors are leading by 8, 14-6 over the Yankton Bucks.
Yeah, and again, just a very easy pitch and catch from Keenholz. Once he pivoted and came back across the field, just took about 2 steps and just set his feet. And then, like we said, Raskey had about 8 yards on the nearest Buck defender, and then it was just from where he caught the ball, it was about 60 yards to pay dirt, and McGuire Raskey will win that race every day.
Another low snap or a low kick from Carson Miller. Thomas Wiener's got it again. He's out to the 32 where he's wrapped up and taken down by the Governors, as Dre Burns is the man that make the tackle for the Governors. First and 10 from the Yankton 32-yard line. 6:17 left to go. There's a long time left in this second half. Still a quarter and a half to play. But Yankton with a 14-6 deficit right now, almost maybe feeling like they got to go down and score here. Rugby Reichen is now the quarterback for the Yankton Bucks. Solar goes in motion. Reichen on design, a QB draw. He'll roll and he'll keep going backwards. He was getting pushed backwards. A flag's going to come in very late. And we'll see what the play, if it's going to be on the Governors or not, as he gets to the 41-yard line. He picked up 9 yards, but it all depends on if it's after the play or not. So it looks like it's going to be on the Governors. So a 15-yard penalty off the Governors to the end of the run. So that's a really tough play. That turns into a 24-yard gain for Yankton on their first play from the scrimmage.
Yeah, and just when you get the momentum back for the Governors and kind of establish some dominance, this is not what you want to see if you're the Pierre coaching staff. Now the Pierre defense has got to stiffen once again. The Bucks have the ball in Governor territory here for the first time in the second half.
Reichen from under center in the I formation. Corbin Solar gets the handoff from the 44-yard line. He's going to get to the 43. They're in Pierre Governor territory, so gain of 1 for Solar. And it's second down and 9 here for the Yankton Bucks.
Yeah, and this has been an actually pretty cleanly played game. Not a lot of penalties, only the 1 turnover, the interception for the Governors.
Corbin Solar again for the I formation, going nowhere, and it's now third down and maybe a long 8. And it's going to be, we'll see now if Rugby Reichen will go to the air. They picked up a yard to the 42, so it is third down and 8. And this is a big third down play here for the Governor defense, leading 14-6 with 5:25 to play here in the third quarter. 4 receivers out the left side. Tyler Solar moving motion to the right side. Rugby Reichen, he's going to try and take off with it. He's wrapped up. He's dropped to the 41-yard line. Another gain of 1, and it's fourth down and 7. And that's a huge play for the Pierre Governors, and they maybe are going to get off the field here. Looks like they're going to go put the ball away for the Yankton.
And Jace Beestrom with the ankle tackle for the Governors is the one that brought Riken down, but he paid the price. He limps off with a bad ankle as he gets to the Governor's sidelines. If Beestrom has to be off for very long, that's a loss to both the Governor offensive and defensive lines.
4th and 7 for the 41. They will punt the ball away. Almost got blocked. Governors don't have anybody back. It's going to take some roll. It's going to go try and get down the 1 yard line. It's going to roll in the end zone. And it should be a touchback. But on what the referee had, I think he's spotting it. It won't be a touchback. Referee was blowing the play dead. It looked like he was going to spot at the 1 yard line. Now we got the referees talking over here. Is there a flag? I don't see a flag.
I think there is a flag at their feet at the 30-yard line, at the Governor 30-yard line. I was watching the ball. I was not trailing the play, so I'm not sure what this call is going to be.
Defense, number 15. I'm not sure what the 15-yard penalty.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for the Governors. So he said defense, but now that Yankton is on defense, it's on them. As that's a tough one for the Yankton Bucks now, because they were feeling pretty good about taking that 15-yard penalty that the Governors gave them. And now they've given it right back to the Governor offense. And it's 1st and 10 from the 35 to open up this next drive with 4:32 left to go in the third quarter. A one-score game, 14-6. This Governor offense they won't put the game out of reach if they score here, but they will put a lot of pressure on Yankton if they can find the end zone on this drive.
And again, the wind has shifted and now is generally at the Governor's back. It's coming from out of the southwest, and so the Governor's moving right to left on your radio dial.
Keenels will get the a design run on first down as he gets out to the 41, a gain of 6 for Lincoln Keenels, who is nearing the century mark on the ground. He's got 141 yards through the air with a touchdown and an interception. He's 8 for 15 through the air, 88 for 16 on the ground so far tonight. 2nd and 4 from the 41. 4:10 to go here in the third quarter. 2 receivers to the near side. Shotgun formation, empty backfield, 4 down linemen for the Bucks. Right up the middle for Keenels. He's past the 50, the 45, trying to stiff arm a man, but he's down at the 39-yard line in Yankton territory. A big run for Lincoln Keenels and a first down for Pierre.
Yeah, and Keenholz broke through a crease on the left side, and then once he got into the second level, he was able to avoid a couple of Buck linebackers. Had a whole lot of green in front of him, and if it wasn't for Jaden Supergecki coming from the near side cornerback position, Keenholz would have gone the distance on that play. Touchdown saving tackle for Supergecki.
Gain of 20 for Lincoln Keenels. 1st and 10 for the Yankton 39-yard line. 3:40 to play. The play clock down to 7. 2 receivers to the near sideline. Booth is a lone receiver out to the right. McGuire-Rasky goes in motion. Play clock at 1. They'll get the snap. Keenels will go to the right. He's going to try and cut it back, try and go up the middle as he's near the right hash. And he's going to get to the 39-yard line, so no gain for Lincoln Keenels on that first down run, who, after that 20-yard run, eclipsed the century mark on the night.
And again, Keenholz being very effective with his feet tonight. I mean, he's throwing enough to keep the Bucks honest, but what he's really doing is that run game is now much more balanced between himself and Rasky, and the Bucks aren't able to key just on McGuire-Rasky tonight.
7 here for the Governors, as Rasky is now over 100 yards, or right at 100 yards rushing on the evening. 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. 3rd and 7 from the 36. Governors lead 14-6 over the Yankton Bucks here in the state semifinal game. The winner will go to the Dakota Dome next week, Friday. Right now, the Brookings Bobcats were leading the Huron Tigers at halftime. Those 2 winners will meet in the Dakota Dome. Lincoln Keenels on the throw. Catch is dropped by McGuire-Rasky as he had it in his hands. Might have been knocked out. As it coming from out of the quarterback position was Jaden Supergecki. And it'll be incomplete, and it's now 4th down. And where you're sitting at here, Greg, on the 36-yard line, you're almost in no man's land to either go for it or you don't really want to punt the ball away. But it's a 4th and 7 here.
Yeah, a punt that goes into the end zone for a touchback only nets you about 15 yards. And so I think this is a good call to leave the offense on the field and try to go for the first down on this 4th and 7.
3 receivers out to the left side. Empty backfield here. Shotgun formation. Keenels will look to pass. He'll look to his left. He's going to throw. Looking for a home run ball. Merquan's wide open, and he can't make the catch. It goes out of play. Merquan was at the sideline, and Keenels overthrew Jack Merquan. Keenels is getting back up off the ground. He might have taken a hit as he let go of the ball. but it's first down now for Yankton and a big stop turnover on downs for the Yankton Bucks, who trail by 8 with 2:15 to play in the third.
Yeah, and Merkwan was wide open coming down the near sidelines. If Keenholz leads him into the end zone, that's a touchdown. Unfortunately, the ball must have slipped coming off of his hand just a little bit because the ball actually sailed out of bounds. Merkwan never had a chance to try to catch that ball.
3 receivers out to the right side, a pitch for Corbin Solar. He tried to cut it back, and he will get off of his offensive line, but he's able to get past the 40 to about the 42. A gain of around 6 for Corbin Solar on that first down run.
Yeah, and that's again, we have not seen them seen the Bucks run that option to the outside. It's always been to the inside, and that time Solar got the pitch and was able to get to the edge on that play.
He'll pick up a first down, the second down and 4 run as he gets to the 48-yard line, still in Yankton territory. 6 again for Corbin Solar. And it's 1st and 10 here for the Yankton Bucks. They're going to try and up the tempo here a little bit. Minute 40 left to go in the third quarter. 14-6 is their score here in the state semifinal game. Fitzgerald from the shotgun, an empty backfield. He'll throw over the middle, looking for his man. Up in the air. It's going to be ripped away by McGuire Rasky and full incomplete. And a great job. Jaden Krall's the intended receiver, and McGuire Rasky, a fantastic play to break that up.
Yeah, and Krall coming on a deep post pattern right in the middle of the field, and he went up, got the ball at its highest point. Krall is 6'5", Rasky is 5'10", and Rasky went up and knocked the ball just like you'd see an NFL defender come down and just rip the ball out of Krall's hands as he's coming to the ground.
Thomas Wiener almost had the ball ripped out of his hands from Reagan Bullwig, but he's able to cross midfield of the 49, a gain of 3, and it's now 3rd down and 7 here for the Yankton Bucks, as Wiener's got only just 5 yards on 2 carries. 3rd and 7 from the Pierre 49-yard line. 2 receivers on each side, as is Oswald will come in motion to the left. Empty backfield here, shotgun formation. Fitzgerald, he's going to look to his left to pass. Coming off the edge, he's hit as he throws. There is a flag that comes down as it's going to fall incomplete. Zarbach was almost wide open. I think he's telling Fitzgerald, hey, I was wide open. And a penalty flag right around where holding is usually called. And we'll see what the flag is going to be. If it's going to be on Pierre or Yankton, there's a discussion right at the 49 or the 44-yard line. 59 seconds are left here in the third quarter, and the Pierre leads 14-6.
Yeah, and Fitzgerald was locked in on Thomas Wiener running a deep out route down the far hash mark, and the Governors had him bracketed.
It's going to be on the Governors, and we'll see what the call is.
Looks like a face mask call.
And who it's going to be on? I didn't say the number, but it was an illegal use of hands to the face, a personal foul, 15-yard penalty, and that is a huge break for the Yankton Bucks. Coach Steele looking for an explanation, but it's 1st and 10 now from the from the Pierre 34-yard line. 59 seconds left to go. Fitzgerald from under center. Wiener's in the backfield. Handoff for Wiener, trying to go the right side to the near sideline, and he will be wrapped up and thrown down. And a gain of a couple for 2nd down and about 7, a gain of 3.
Yeah, and McGuire Rasky came from his strong safety position and almost looked like a steer wrestler. He got Wiener up around the shoulders and just rode him to the ground.
2nd and 7 here as Fitzgerald's going to look to pass. He's wrapped up and he escapes the pressure. He's going to cut it back to the near sideline, and he's going to pick up positive yards. He's going to be wrapped up by Keenholz, and he's going to get inside the 25-yard line to the 24, a gain of about 7. And it's going to be enough for a first down, maybe a gain of 8 for Fitzgerald, who was all but sacked in the backfield, but he gets enough for a first.
And we've seen this time and time again tonight. The Yankton Bucks run out of arm tackles.
As Corbin Solar will get the handoff, he is thrown back by Gunnar Gehring. And Austin Foley was there, and it's 2nd down. And a rider, maybe a gain of, no, I don't think there's even going to be a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 10, and that will do it for the third quarter. We head to the fourth in a 1-score game, 14-6. Pierre leads over Yankton. Back in a minute with the fourth football. Today's KCCR, today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here, the Governors and Yankton Bucks head the fourth quarter is 14-6. Pierre leads. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. A couple of upsets, or at least one upset here tonight.
Yeah, 11 AAA. Harrisburg upsets number 1 and undefeated Sioux Falls Roosevelt 21-19. Grandin Valley beat Sioux Falls Lincoln 55-28. And in 11 AA in the other semifinal game late in the third quarter, Brookings leads Huron 28-6.
It's going to be the ninth play of the drive to start this fourth quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line in Governor territory here. As Fitzgerald, the quarterback, he will give for Solar, trying to get up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up, and he's not going to have a whole lot. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 from the 22, a gain of just 1. And so this is a big 3rd down opportunity for the Pierre Governors. And it's got to be 4-down territory here for Yankton. With it being 14-6 in the fourth quarter, you don't know how many opportunities you're going to have left to try and tie this game up. Shotgun formation for Fitzgerald. A long drop back from Fitzgerald. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to try and run for a first down. He is wrapped up and thrown down, but he's got enough for a first down at around the 11-yard line. A gain of 11 for Fitzgerald. Called a gain of 10 and a first down for Yankton, and they are around the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and Fitzgerald did that all on his own. He was flushed out of the pocket and made that play entirely with his feet.
Corbin Solar, he is tripped up. Thomas Wiener, is tripped up right away. He's going to lose a yard to the 13-yard line. Be a loss of 1 at 2nd down, and they're going to say it. He got back to the line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Austin Foley on the tackle for the Governors.
Shotgun formation again. Here is going to be a handoff for Fitzgerald keeping himself. Slips through one tackle, and then he's dropped back. And now he should have lost a yard back to at least the 13-yard line. It's 3rd down to 11 on the loss of 1 for Trevor Fitzgerald. 10:47 to go here in the fourth quarter. 14-6 lead for Pierre. 3rd and 11 from the 13-yard line. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers out to the right side here for the Yankton Bucks. Man alone side, that's Cody Oswald. There's going to be Zarbach. He's got to throw for Zarbach. Catch is going to be dropped, but a flag comes in at around the 4-yard line. And is it going to be pass interference on Keenels?
I think so. The way that the timing of the flag, I don't see anything other than DPI on this call.
So the referees are talking about it here, which would put it to be half the distance to the goal. Zarbach's holding his hand, one of his 2 hands.
Pass interference. Number 3. The distance to goal.
So it'll still be 3rd down. It's going to be half the distance from the 13-yard line. So from 3rd and 11 to about 3rd and 6 from around the 6-yard line. So this is still a 3rd down play here for the Yankton Bucks. They got to score. They have to get a 2-point conversion to try to tie the game up as they trail 14-6. Shotgun formation for Fitzgerald. He's going to look to his right now. He's going to run it straight the middle. He's inside the 5 to the 4, trying to get to the 3-yard line. He's going to be wrapped up at the 3, and I believe he's going to be just short. It's 4th down in inches here for the Yankton Bucks, and of course you're going to go for it here. And here's a opportunity for the Governors who had the goal. Oh, now they're going to measure it. So I don't know if he's got it or not, but they're going to have a measurement here to see if he picked up that first down or not. Right now the yard marker's got 4th down, but they're going to wait for the officials to take the chains, and we'll see if it's going to be first down and goal for the Bucks or if it's going to be 4th and inches. And the Governors, if they can get this stop, that's going to be 4th down and nearly 1 here.
Yeah, and this is actually a break because this ends up being a timeout for Yankton. They get to huddle around the coach and get a chance to talk about what play they want to run on 4th down. In addition, Trevor Fitzgerald got up after that play, and he was just a little woozy. He took some time to get back up on his feet, and so now Fitzgerald, who can make plays with his arm and with his feet, has had probably a full minute to kind of get his wits back about him. Huge play of the night here. Can the Governors rise up? Can the Governor defense rise up?
10 guys all right around the line. Fitzgerald's going to try and sneak it in. He's not going to get there. The Governors are going to get the defensive stop around the goal line. And they're going to take over inside their own 5-yard line. It's going to be almost a loss of 1 for Fitzgerald. And the Governors have got the turnover.
And Fitzgerald is slow to get up yet again, and he's a key component of that Yankton Buck secondary. He's going to stay in the game. We saw that formation from Yankton the first time we were down here earlier this year. 7 men on the line, 3 backs stacked right behind the center, almost in an inverted full house backfield. Only the full house is in front of the quarterback, and it's just a designed straight ahead run, and the Governors just beat him to the punch on that play.
1st and 10 from the Governor 3-yard line. McGuire Askew with the handoff. He's going to try and get forward. His knee hit the ground, though, and it's going to be right around the 3-yard line where his knee hit the ground, so it's 2nd down and 10. That's a tough break for the Governors. No gain for McGuire Askew, who has carried the ball now 20 times for 100 yards. 2nd and 10, 9:40 and counting to go here in the 4th quarter. The Governors lead 14-6. A score here will put Yankton in almost desperation mode, as they've only scored just once all game. Then they can try and score twice in the last potentially 6 minutes of this game. Empty backfield here. 2nd and 10 from the 3-yard line. Keenels look to pass. He'll throw. Looking for his man. Diving for it is Merkwan, and it falls incomplete. And it's now 3rd down and 10. The Governors, this is a big play here for both Pierre and Yankton, because a punt from your own end zone will be huge for the Yankton Bucks. But if the Governors can pick up a 1st down and kind of really deflate this Yankton team, trying to get a 3 and out.
Yeah, and Merkwan on basically a go route right up the hash mark, had a step on the defender, Jaden Supergecki, out on the far side, and unfortunately the ball just a little bit underthrown, and Merkwan not able to reel that one in.
3rd down and 10 from the Governor 3-yard line. Keenels will look to pass. He's going to throw, airing it out again. It's going to be well short. I think the wind kind of caught that one a little bit. And it's going to be 4th down now, and the Governors are going to punt the ball away, as Keenels now 8 for 19. And Keenels with he's going to have a big boot here. This is a 4th down that's, again, Pierre's got to be able to get a clean snap and a good punt to pin Yankton farther back, because right now Cody Oswald is standing at his own at the Pierre 38-39 yard line.
Yeah, and barring a total break for the Governors, the Bucks are going to get really good field position here with just about 9 minutes to go in the game, down by a score.
You got to make sure you get the punt away here. Quick punt from Lincoln Keenels. It's going to take a couple. It's going to take a Yankton hop. It's going to be inside the 30, around the 27-yard line, where that ball will go out of bounds. So the defense is going to come up big again here for the Pierre Governors with 9:13 to play. They still lead 14-6 here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and Keenholz kind of rushed that one. Just wanted to make sure he got it out of the end zone. Not a great boot. And again, that wind is coming kind of across the field, but kind of in the Governor's face. And so the Bucks take over their best field position of the night to start a drive.
Fitzgerald, a handoff, and Solar is going to be wrapped up in the backfield. A loss of 2 back to the 29-yard line. It's 2nd down and 12. That's a big play there. Big 1st down stop for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, Chase Beestrom into the backfield. Solar nowhere to go. Loss of 2, and the Governor defensive line is doing a great job containing that the Yankton running game tonight.
Play action. Fitzgerald, he's going to roll, trying to get out of the pocket. He's going to step up, and then he's going to be making a couple guys miss. 3 guys miss. He's at the 10 to the pivot for the end zone, and he is out of bounds at around the 1-yard line. A gain of 28 for Trevor Fitzgerald, and he is really but a huge gain for Fitzgerald. It's 1st and goal from the 1, as he made 3 different guys miss for a 28-yard scamper.
Yeah, and the Govs had him wrapped up in the backfield. They had him wrapped up about 5 yards downfield. They had him wrapped up about 15 yards downfield, and he broke every one of those tackles.
7 guys in the line of scrimmage, another 3 guys, and Fitzgerald will jump into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Yankton Bucks now are a 2-point conversion away from tying it up. They have to go for 2. 8:32 left to go. You can't really take a risk that you're going to try and score one more time. But a 1-yard touchdown run for Trevor Fitzgerald in a quick 3-play drive for the Yankton Bucks as they went 27 yards. And it is a 2-point conversion away from tying this ball game up at 14-14. Play clock will start. Are they going to go for an extra point? No, Fitzgerald's going to come out. He's got Thomas Wiener in the backfield. Pistol formation. He's got the fullback Out to his right side. He's going to go from under center. It's going to be I formation here for Fitzgerald. He's going to move Zarbach in motion. They're going to go play action. Fitzgerald's going to throw. Diving, incomplete. Zarbach couldn't make the catch, and the Governors, Cordellis there on the coverage, and it is 14-12, and the Governors lead by 2, and now this turns into a huge advantage for the Governors because if they score, an extra point puts them up by 2 scores.
Yeah, and great coverage by Cordellis. The Bucks ran Jaden Kroll out on just an out route. Fitzgerald under center comes out on the rollout, on the bootleg to the near side. Kroll was open for about a half a second, but Ellis, once he committed, really closed well and was able to blanket Kroll, and the Bucks are turned away. The Governors up by 2, 14-12, 8:32 to go in this state semifinal game. This game is everything we expected it to be. It's the only thing that's different from the first time around. 14-12, we had that many points in the first 10 minutes last game. This time we're 40 minutes into this game. I mean, this has been very much of a physical battle. Both teams leaving everything on the field tonight.
On the kickoff for the Yankton Bucks is going to go over for Brock Mosier. He had a big return last week. He's out to the 15, trying to cut it back to the 20. He's at the 20, and he's going to be dropped down, but he falls forward to about the 23. And so it's 1st and 10 here for the Pierre Governors. And again, with 8:26 left to go, the Governors were their game plan here tonight was to be up tempo. But now with 8:26 left to go, and how methodical the Governors have been all season, this might be something where the Governors maybe slow things down a little bit to try and take as much time off the clock. And again, if you score and get the extra point, you're up by 2 scores, which is almost insurmountable. The way this game has been played, has been 1 score this entire time.
If the Governors can grind out about 3 or 4 first downs, they can really take a lot of time off the clock.
McGuire Rasky, the handoff on first down. He's at the line, and he's not going anywhere. So a 2nd down and about 10, as Rasky will maybe pick up half of a yard, and we'll call for the 24. We'll give him a yard, and it's 2nd and 9.
And you can tell that there is a lot of respect on both sides of the ball. When either runner goes down from either side, the other opposing defense is helping them up. You can tell that there is a lot of respect on both sides of the ball for both teams.
Keenholz is going to try and bust it out to the left side, but he's going to be wrapped up, and he is back for a loss. He was going forward, then tried to cut it back to maybe get to the outside, but he is hit, and he is down to the 21 as he ended up losing a couple of yards. It's 3rd down and 12. Now he lost 3.
Yeah, and he, again, designed run. We've seen him take that up the middle, try to find something in between the tackles. The middle was closed down. He kept trying to bounce it outside, and just could never find that seam, and eventually got taken down by Jaden Supergecki. Very, very close to the Governor's sideline.
3rd and 12 for the 21-yard line here for the Pierre Governors. 3 receivers out to the right side. Keenholz is going to look to pass. He's going to throw over the middle for Bolwig off of his hands. It's incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. A flag comes in very, very late. So Bolwig is very slow to get up. He took a shot. And Coach Steele maybe making sure that Bolwig's okay. And I think that's going to be a hit on defenseless receiver, 15 yards, and a bailout for the Governors to get a 1st down.
Yeah, and like you said, Bolwig was very slow to get up. He rolled on the ground a couple of times. He's up now, got up under his own power, but he took a big shot in the midsection, and we'll see what the penalty is on and what the call is going to be.
Helmet to helmet is the call. Yankton doesn't like it, and it's going to be one to kind of look at the film to see if that was helmet to helmet contact. But the Governors are going to get a 15-yard plus penalty here, put them at their own 36-yard line, but it keeps the drive alive, more importantly, and it's 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line, 7:04 left to play. Pierre clings to a 2-point lead, 14-12.
Yeah, and there was about 3 of the Yankton Buck assistant coaches were about 5 yards onto the field and just beside themselves at that call.
McGuire-Rasky on the handoff. He continues to power forward to about the 41-yard line. A gain of 5 as he went straight up the middle. And it's now 2nd down and 5 here for the Governors. 6:50 and counting here to go. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. So this game is far from over in terms of the Governors. They can work the clock all the way down if they want. But it's going to take a lot of effort to work the clock all the way down with Yankton having all 3 timeouts.
And play clocks on both ends of the field. And so Lincoln Keenholz can wind this clock all the way down under 5 if he wants to before he snaps the ball.
Rasky with the handoff. He's got a gain of a couple, and it's going to be 3rd down here in about 3 as he got to the 43-yard line. So this is a big 3rd down here again. 3rd and a long 3 for the Pierre Governors. 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd. This is another big play here for this Pierre Governor team. Up by 2, 14-12. And again, the Governors are taking time off the clock. Now, the only thing is, if you take too much time off the clock, you put them all of a sudden, if you don't score, then Yankton can go down and take time off the clock and go score and win the ball game because all they need is a field goal to win the game. Play clock is down to 2, and Coach Steele has got to take a timeout, so they will get the timeout before the play clock ran all the way down, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3 from the 43-yard line as they need to get to the 50. It's 3rd down and 4 from the 43 as they got to get to the 46-yard line to pick up that 1st down.
5:39 to go in this game. Governors up by 2, 14-12. We've said play of the game about 3 times before tonight, but here comes play of the game number 4. Critical play for the Governors. If they can keep this drive alive and can get another set of downs, you can probably wind that clock down at least to about 3:30, maybe down to about the 3-minute mark. Again, you probably need about at least 2, maybe 3 first downs to really take this clock down where it really becomes a problem for Yankton. And like you said, John, Yankton has all 3 of their timeouts left, and so we've got a lot of ball game left. 5:39 to go. Govs up by 2.
So 3rd and 4 coming out of the timeout for the 43-yard line. The winner will take on most likely Brookings. They're up by 36 now, 42-6 over here on late in the 3rd quarter. So the Governors and Yankton Bucks are playing to face the Brookings Bobcats next week, Friday at the Dakota Dome in Vermilion. 3rd and 4 from the 43, 5:39 to play here in the 4th quarter. Lincoln Keenholz from the pistol. He'll give for McGuire-Rasky. He's got enough for a 1st down as he gets to about the 49-yard line. And Coach Brady Muth still with 5.5 to go, and they'll get the clock stopped to reset the change and then start the clock again. But now he's got to start thinking about when to start using those timeouts. You don't want to use them too early, but you don't want to use them too late. And a gain of 6 for McGuire-Rasky and a 1st down.
Yeah, just a stretch play off the left side over Gunnar Gehring, Jake Larson, and Brady Getz over on that left side, and a critical 1st down for the Governors. Clock winding down, 5:15 now to go in this game.
From the Governor 49-yard line, Lincoln Keenholz waiting for that play clock to get under 5. From the pistol, Keenholz will take the snap and hand off for Rasky. He'll cut it back to the left, and he'll go up the middle again, and he's got crossing midfield to around the 49, 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 8 here for the Governors. They're going to get him at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, the clock is very much the Governor's friend right now, but you got to keep it winding. You got to keep getting positive yardage. Again, just Rasky into the middle of that pile, and he just keeps grinding positive yardage, even when he runs into a stack of about 12 big bodies.
2nd and 8 from the now Bucks 49-yard line. 4.5 to play. 14-12, Pierre leads by 2. From the pistol formation, play action. Keenholz is going to look to pass. He's going to throw. He's got Bullwig. Catches made. What a grab by Bullwig. He's out to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Reagan Bullwig from 49 yards out. And the Governors are an extra point away now from potentially going up by 2 scores with 4:10 to go. The sophomore to the senior in the sure hands of Reagan Bullwig has given the Governors a chance for a 9-point lead.
And there's that play action pass that we waited, and they only used it a couple of times. But What a play call. What a gutsy call from Steve Steele. And just Regan Bolwig on a deep crossing route about 15 yards downfield. And Lincoln Keenholz has missed a couple of open receivers tonight. That one he did not miss. And Regan Bolwig not only made a good run on that play, but he got a critical block from Aaron Booth down about 25 yards downfield. If Booth doesn't make that block, Bolwig does not score. So big credit to Keenholz, big credit to Aaron Booth, huge credit to Regan Bolwig. And the Governors are up by 9. 4:10 to go.
The extra point is good from Karsten Miller, so it is now a 2-score game, 21, 4:10 left to go. So now Yankton, they still have all 3 timeouts, but they've got to move quick. They've got to score once, and they've got to go for an onside kick to recover and to have any kind of shot here tonight. So the Governors, this game is far from over still. There's 4:10 to go. This is far from over. The Governors cannot allow their guard to get down thinking that they've advanced to the state championship, because if they do, Yankton's going to score in a hurry on them.
Yeah, and what we've seen so far tonight is, especially in the second half, the Governors have not kicked deep. They have not let Cody Oswald touch the ball. They have pooch kicked, they've squib kicked. So I expect that Karsten Miller is probably going to just keep this thing on the ground and let one of the up men try to return this and not let Oswald touch the ball.
So Karsten Miller's got teed up at the 40-yard line, and it will be another short kick. He's going to take a high hop. Thomas Wiener will field it. It could have been going out of bounds, but he's going to be around the 30-yard line, past the 30, and he's going to be throwing down around the 32 or 33-yard line. So 4:04 left to go here. 21-12. Pierre leads by 9, and this is a drive that Yankton must score. Now, you also can say too, because you've got to score twice. If you kick a field goal, you're only down by 6. So if you get a chance for a field goal, you can score that and then go for the onside kick too. First and 10 for the 33. As Fitzgerald's going to look to pass. Riken's going to look to pass. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw. Has a man wide open in Tyler Soler, and he will make the sure catch as he falls to the ground, and Tyler Soler's got his first catch for about 16 yards to the 49.
Yeah, and if Soler doesn't have to come back for an underthrown ball and go to his knees to catch that, then he doesn't have a Governor within 10 yards of him.
First and 10 for the Yankton 49-yard line. Riken again will look to pass. A flag is thrown. A catch is made by Fitzgerald. He's now a wide receiver. We'll wait to see what the flag is. And it's going to be on Yankton because Coach Muth is not happy with Cody Oswald right now. And that's going to push him back 5 yards. Wait for the call here.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
And so it's first and 15 now from the Yankton 44-yard line. 3:44 left to go. Pierce still leads by 9.
Yeah, and Oswald either was over the line of scrimmage or not on the line of scrimmage, and so that's what caused the illegal formation. So I tell you what, this is going to come down to this Pierre Governor defense having to make a couple of more key plays.
As Riken is going to look to pass, he's going to be trying to flush out of the pocket. He's going to go down for a sack all the way back to the 40-yard line. It is now 2nd and 19. Gunnar Gehring on the sack, and Riken was a little slow to get up as the big senior fell on top of him.
Yeah, Riken stepped up in the pocket, but he got Greg Gidding's son coming from behind, 165 pounds. And I tell you what, when Gunnar gets a full head of steam going like he did there, you're going to feel that one in the morning.
2nd and 19, long throw. Zarbach started to cut back in, so the throw goes way up from Zarbach, and it's now 3rd down and 19 with 3:14 left to go. If this is not, really, if you're Yankton, it's 4-down territory no matter where you're at. But Coach Muth is going to take a timeout. Now, you'd think, well, why did you take a timeout here? Because you got to use that on defense if you don't get anything. But you're thinking about picking it up here on the 3rd and 4th down. You're probably going to want to try and pick up half of it here and then pick the rest of it up on 4th down. It's a smart decision from Coach Muth, although he's now down to 2 timeouts, so that hurts him if they have to go back on defense.
Yeah, and this is a play to just get the offense settled. It was pretty obvious that Riken and Zarbach were not on the same page on that play, because Zarbach actually cut his route off short, and Riken overthrew him. it would not have been a catchable ball because the ball ended up about 5 yards out of bounds. But this was a smart timeout to try to get the Yankton Bucks settled down and get them huddled around Coach Muth to figure out what their best play is here on 3rd and 19. Like you said, John, you don't got to get all 19 on this play.
Empty backfield here for Rugby Ryken. He's flushed out of the pocket. A quick throw. The catch is made. Trying to cut it back around the 50-yard line. So it's 4th down in around 8. A gain of 11 here for the Yankton Bucks. And it'll be in the Pierre Governor territory, but that clock's got to continue to run. I don't know why they stopped the clock. The clock's got to continue to run here. They're not starting the clock, and if you're Coach Steele, you got to be thinking about talking to the referee about taking some time off there.
I think both the Governors and the Buck receiver were a little slow to get up after that play. Is why they stopped the clock.
So here's Rugby Ryken. He's going to be flushed in the pocket on 4th and 8. He's going to try and have to pick up the first down here. Ryken, he's going to try and get to the sticks. He runs out of bounds. He is hit hard, and then a flag comes in at the end. Oh my goodness! Josh Rouse is going to get called for a late hit out of bounds, but I don't know how. That's going to be a late hit. It looked like it was right at out of bounds, right at the sideline there.
And they may call helmet-to-helmet contact. It looked from up here like it was Rouse's shoulder pad, but I suspect this is going to be a personal foul and helmet-to-helmet.
So here it is.
Personal foul. Defense. Late hit out of bounds.
Oh wow, that is a tough play. The game on the line there. Josh Rouse trying to get his team into having the ball back right at that, and the referee blew the whistle because he stepped out short, but Rouse finished the tackle. I don't know how Rouse can pull up from that one.
Yeah, and so now you've got both sidelines mad at the officiating crew on big major penalties that kept drives alive, and here late in this 4th quarter, the far linesman talking to Andy Deinert, the head referee. I'm not sure what this is going to be about.
And it looks like just the talk, and that's it. That's going to be 1st and 10 for the 28 now in Pierre Governor territory. 5 to play here in the ball game. Ryken steps up in the pocket, throws looking for Zarbach in the end zone, overthrows, and Jake Mayer, he got a hand on Zarbach. Zarbach might have gone down a little easy, and it's going to fall incomplete. And 2nd and 10. Jake Mayer started the official going, what's he got a beef for here? But it's 2nd down and 10 from the 28-yard line.
Yeah, there was a little hand fighting in there, and I think Zarbach was trying to sell the call, but he didn't get it from the back judge.
So 2nd and 10 for the 28, 2:39 to play. Pierre leads 21-12 here in the 4th quarter. Ryken, he's going to step up in the pocket. He gets off of Preston Taylor, but he is wrapped up and thrown back at the 38-yard line. Reagan Bolwig along with Colin Bergman, and it is 3rd down, and Coach Muth has got to take another timeout as he lost 10 yards, and it's 3rd down and 20 for Yankton.
And Coach Muth is the first person he talks to as he's walking out onto the field in this timeout is Rugby Ryken, and he's using the circling motion, just saying, listen, you just got to get rid of that ball. You can't take the sack in that situation. 3rd and 20, 2:30 to go, 4th quarter. Governor's up 21-12. Bucks have the ball on the Governor 38-yard line. Governor defense has to rise up twice more. This is undoubtedly 4th down territory. The Bucks, even though the wind is at their back, a field goal from here would be 55, 56 yards. As good a leg as Paulson has, you got to think that it would be a miracle for him to convert a 55, 56-yard field goal.
So, again, here on 3rd down and 20, you're saying pick up 10 yards and give Paulson a chance for a field goal to try and pull them within one score. 2:30 to go, 3rd and 20. Ryken's going to look to pass. He's going to pump fake. Now he's going to throw to the near sideline, and it's going to go over the head of Solar.
Oh, this is OPI.
That's got to be a pass interference called on Corbin Solar. Lincoln Keenholz had turned his head. He was looking for the ball.
Yeah, this has got to be offensive pass interference because the ball was underthrown. Keenholz was in position to make the play, and Solar comes from behind and makes contact before the ball got there. So we'll wait for the official call.
It's And Coach Steele is out there. He's 5 yards on the field. He's trying to talk. Keenholz had his head turned for the ball. He was looking for the ball. and Solar ran.
Keenholz was in position.
Yeah.
Keenholz had position on that play. I don't know what the side judge was looking at on that play, but that's a tough break for the Governors.
Here comes Josh Rouse, a throw from Riken. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted for the Governors, and they've got the ball with 2:18 to play.
Cord Ellis from his safety position in man-on-man coverage on the side, and unbelievable. Cord Ellis, we've sung his praises a number of times through this year. A guy who has really come on this year and has just made the biggest play of his young football career. Governors have the ball, 2:18 to go, up 9. I tell you, John, Yankton's got one timeout left.
Ellis with his 4th interception of the season, and the Governors now with 2:18 to play are just about to find themselves in the state championship against Brookings for a 2nd straight year, but at a different location back in the Dakota Dome. McGuire Raskin the handoff, a couple first downs will do it. He's got to stay in bounds, though. Raskin's going to get out of bounds. Raskin, if he's getting to that point, just drop down and go out of bounds. 2:12, only took 6 seconds off the clock as he picked up about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5 here. Rasky's got 121 yards on 26 carries. Governors lead by 9, 21-12 with 2:12 to go. And again, Yankton has just one timeout left, and they've got to find a way to get at least one first down. And Rasky's got to stay inbounds here. Play clock is at 12. Rasky gets the handoff up the middle. He's going to get to the 30 to the 31. That's a first down. Coach Booth's going to take his final timeout. So now you're going to run a couple of plays. As Coach Brody Gilbertson, if he's over in the other booth, as it is a gain of 6. And it's 1st and 10 here. As Pierre will have a first down from the 26-yard line.
Yeah, and timeout here, and the emotions are running high. I think that's the best way to describe this right now. But the Governors are in prime situation. 2:06 to go, up by 9. They've got a first down. You got to figure that about one more first down will be the game. However they get it, because then you can go into victory formation and run the clock out from there.
1st and 10 from the Governor 26-yard line. Like I said, one first down will get you. Brody Gilbertson, last game, the Governors were talking about how many plays they had to run or what they need to do to get to one last play. And McGuire Rasky is all the way back. So Gilbertson might be in the ear of the coaches right now and saying, hey, we got to take at least 12 seconds off here or whatever it might be. Gilbertson's the math genius on this team. We don't try. We don't even anywhere near math, any kind of smart with math. As a snap for Lincoln Keenholz, he's going to go all the way back, and they're going to Keenholz going to roll around. Then he's going to slide down at around the 17-yard line. So now the only thing he has to do is just be careful he doesn't go all the way back in the end zone. But that takes off quite a bit of time, and there's 150 to go and counting here. And the Pierre Governors, as it continues to run, will get around a minute left. And really, they don't have to run. They have to run a couple more plays, but that's all they got to do to a couple kneel downs, and they're going to win this ball game.
Governors don't have to snap the ball until there's under a minute 20 left in this game.
So Keenholz is watching that play clock all the way down to 10 and rolling. 1:25 to go here in the 4th quarter. What a game this has been, an instant classic here at Yankton again, as the Keenholz now will slide down the 10-yard line, and it's one more snap here for the Pierre Governors. As long as they get that clock under 40 seconds, which they can, and they will be 4th down and very long, but that doesn't matter. All they got to do is just take one more snap, make sure that gets under 40 seconds, and they will be heading to the state championship next week, Friday, to take on the Brookings Bobcats. 7 o'clock is kickoff for 11 AA championship. We'll have it for you. Pregame starting at 6:35 right here on today's KCCR, today'sKCCR.com. Myself, Greg Dean, will have one more game for you here in 2020. Game clock's under 40. Play clock's at 5. Keenholz can just take a snap and then take the knee. And the Governors are going to head to the state championship next week, Friday, to take on the Brookings Bobcats as they beat the Yankton Bucks 21-12 here at Young Craigworth Field, as the Governors are now 8-2 on the season. Yankton will finish the year at 9-2. And one more game for the Governors, one more chance they can repeat as 4-time champions, but they've got to do it against the other team that beat them here this year against the Brookings Bobcats. 21-12 is our final score. The Governors are on their way to the state championship. Back in 3 minutes with the postgame show. Listen to Pierre Governor Football on today's KCCR, today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to Yankton and into the postgame show, the Pierre Governors are on their way to the state championship, 21-12 here tonight. They beat the Yankton Bucks. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. What a win for the Pierre Governors. I mean, this was a hard-fought game all the way to the end. Cordellis with a big interception on that final drive for Yankton, who had a chance to maybe kick a field goal to pull within one score, maybe an onside kicking opportunity. But Cordellis makes that interception, his fourth of the year, and the Governors are on their way to the state championship. There's a lot to go around here tonight, but let's first talk about that last play for Cordellis.
Yeah, and Cordellis is a young man, and we talked about it at the end of the game, is just a guy who has just gotten better and better every week. He does a lot from his safety position in terms of coming up on run support. He's one of the top tacklers on this team. He leads the team in interceptions. He has really been a stalwart on the back end of that defense this year, and he's going to be one of our players of the game. Not just for the interception. I mean, that's a key part of it, but just, I mean, he's just done great work for this team all season long. And so player of the game for Cordellis tonight, a well-deserved honor for that young man.
McGuire Rasky, he had 127 yards on 27 carries here tonight. he did not score on the ground as Lincoln Keenels end up throwing 2 touchdown passes, and the other one was run in by Lincoln Keenels. But Rasky also had a touchdown grab, though, as he had 81 yards on the 2 catches and a touchdown. Reagan Bullwig finished with the 90 yards on 4 catches and a touchdown. That's those 2 big receivers playing big here as senior players for this team, coming up large for Pierre.
Yeah, and when you get into crunch time, when you get into big games, you expect your best players to step forward, and that's exactly what happened tonight. McGuire Rasky just been the guy all year long, and I think this is the first time all year that he's been held out of the end zone. I think he has scored at least 1 touchdown in every game this season. First time anybody has been able to hold him out of the end zone. So a big kudos to the Yankton defense on that side. But and we talked about the fact in the pregame that for the Governors to win tonight, they were going to need a big game out of Lincoln Keenels, and that's what they got tonight.
Yeah, Keenels goes 9 for 20 for 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. None bigger than that 49-yard grab from Reagan Bullwig to finish out the win for the Governors. And he also ran for 105 yards and a touchdown on 19 carries. And that sophomore, not looking like a sophomore anymore. He's going to be joining us here in just a little bit. We're going to be joined by Reagan Bullwig, McGuire Rasky, Cord Ellis, and Lincoln Keenels as the Govs win here tonight with a 21-12 victory and move to the state championship where they will face the Brookings Bobcats not tomorrow. Oh, that'd be a quick turnaround. Next week, Friday, 7 o'clock, Class 11 AA championship. Next week, Friday at 7 o'clock, and we'll have it down from the Dakota Dome as the Pierre Governors take on the Brookings Bobcats, who picked up the win. We're going to be joined by our players of the game as our first player of the game, as that win really takes off. And make sure to get the door closed whenever all 4 guys get in here. We're going to handle it. Hey, come on in. Everybody could come on in here as we'll also get joined by Coach Nathan Nas as make sure that door is closed. Nas, McGuire Rasky, one of our first 4 players of the game. All right, McGuire, hey, state championship for a 4th straight year. This was a tough one to get it done, but talk about how you guys were able to get it done.
You know, we played well as a team. We knew coming in this week it wasn't going to be an easy game. You know, and they proved that. I mean, we played hard. We played our hearts out, and we knew all along. I mean, we score more, we're going to win. We be physical, we're going to win. I mean, we did just what we were planning on doing.
And talk about the physicality tonight. I mean, you've had some physical games this year. This one had to be right at the top. I mean, on both sides of the ball. I mean, not only offensively but also defensively.
Yeah, I was hit a couple times. They were pretty hard. I mean, minus the fact getting twisted up after the play, you know, my ankles and crap, but it wasn't that bad, honestly. Well, I mean, we out-physicaled them. I mean, scoreboard shows it. We did our job.
He had a long run of 32 yards, which is your season-long run here tonight. But you also caught a 79-yard touchdown pass off of the play action. Talk about that play and how you guys were you and Lincoln Keenels were able to hook up on that play for a big touchdown.
Oh, we knew it was going to work. Steele called it to play before, and he's like, you know, they know what play we're running. You might as well just go out and run a go. And so I did. I mean, we've been running in practice, and it's been working pretty well. So did it in a game, and I mean, it works just as well.
You guys are facing Brookings next week in the state championship. They got to win over Huron. So what do you expect from that Brookings team? Now you get a chance to beat the other team that beat you here this year.
They're a really good team. They got a couple really good players. I feel like we play like we did tonight. We do our jobs. We stay to our stuff. I mean, it'll be another close game. I mean,
hey, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Good job. 127 yards. I know you're looking at 127 yards on 27 carries, and also had 81 yards on the reception. Here's now Reagan Bullwig, our second player of the game. You had 90 yards on 4 catches and none bigger than that 49-yard touchdown grab. Talk about that play to get you guys up by 8 with the extra point to make it 9.
The play wasn't working throughout the night. At the beginning, first and second quarter, we tried it, but had Bub behind us there, McGuire running the ball, and just they totally forgot about a little boot action and ran it in.
Well, before you get started, how did they forget about you?
I kind of like do a little fake block kind of deal. I might hit somebody on it. I mean, I'm getting chipped every time, but you just got to play your cards the right way. Wait for that royal flush.
That's a great way to put that.
Are you taking any acting classes to sell that sell that block. Are you doing?
I wish.
Talk about once you caught that ball, you were about 20 yards downfield, but then you made a move upfield, and you got a really great block from Aaron Booth downfield. And once you got past the cornerback, then it was kind of a foot race. Talk about not just the catch, but maybe the back end of that play.
Booth's done it for me against Douglas. You saw that. That was for 60. Guys who can catch touchdowns with their percentages as Booth does and block, those are the guys we want out on the field. Making those key blocks is really pivotal in a game like this against a great team.
Now you get a chance against Brookings next week for the state championship. What do you expect now, not in Brookings this year for the state championship, but down in Vermilion? What do you expect from that game?
It's not going to be their home game, but we're going to be wearing the whites. We know what we're looking for. Great running back. We know that, but our secondary really showed out tonight, and I think they're going to show out next week. So let's get 4.
There you go. That's right. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you next Friday down in Vermilion, as we will be now joined with quarterback Lincoln Keenels. Coach Nathan Nas still over here. I guess he's going to be interviewing with us too. I didn't call for him, but it's baseball. Hey, you can't mess up a routine. But Lincoln, you came in here tonight, and after week 3, you guys had 5 turnovers overall. Here tonight, just 1 interception, had 3 touchdown passes or 2 touchdown passes and a touchdown run. Talk about what the difference was in this game compared to week 3.
I think I was just more confident in myself and running, and I have to find a hole and hit the hole hard, and that's what happened. And I was open, score touchdown. So.
Yeah, talk about that touchdown run in the first half. I mean, you caught a seam on the left side and looked like you had a hole the size of a Mack truck over there.
Yeah, I let the line develop their blocking and everything, and then I walked behind or ran behind them and waited for that hole to open up and hit the hole hard.
Were you touched on that play at all?
I think a little bit, but not a lot.
I would say it looked like you were pretty clean coming out to that line of scrimmage. Again, you had 190 yards passing, 105 yards rushing. As we've progressed through the season, and you've seen your stats, but you've watched yourself on film, what do you think about your progression from week 1 to now the state semifinal?
Like I said, I think I'm more confident in myself and my passing and everything, and I've got better at making reads and everything. And if it's not there, then tucking it and running. So.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing we've seen up here is your ability to make plays with your feet. The first time you were down here, you had 5 carries for 13 yards. Tonight, you cracked the century mark, and you're close to 400 yards rushing in the last 4 games. You obviously are a lot, like you said, you're a lot more confident in your running game right now. Maybe talk a little bit about and expound about what you're seeing, and when that clock in your head hits 4, do you just kind of mentally say it's time to go try to make a play with my feet?
Yeah, I know. Honestly,
Hey, you know, a lot of lost for words, but hey, you go to the state championship here on Friday against the Brookings Bobcats, a game where you guys lost a couple weeks ago to the Bobcats. What do you expect to now and try and get the win and win the state championship next Friday?
We gotta be tough. We have to be hard hitters. We gotta be really physical with them, and if we're physical with them, and and if we keep making plays like we've been, then I think we'll be okay.
Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you next Friday at the state championship. And now we bring in Cord Ellis, who had the play of the night, that interception to close out the win. Talk about it, Cord. What did you see? How did you make that interception? You've had 4 on the season, but that's probably got to be your favorite interception of the year.
Well, they've kind of been running the same play with the trip set on the left side a couple times. And so we really knew what they were going for. And 3rd and 5, you look at the sticks, you got to know they're going to go for that out. And I was ready for it. I knew he was going to run it and turned around to look for the ball, and it was right there. Came down with it.
And we talked about before you got up here, in our opinion, you've really grown as a football player this year. I mean, from week 1 to where you are right now, talk a little bit about how your confidence has just elevated over the course of the year.
Well, tackling for one, I was a mediocre tackler at the beginning of the year, and I'm completely confident in being able to tackle guys way heavier than me. And so I feel like that's part of it. And another part of it is Lewis and Thorson, our defensive coaches, have really put a lot of confidence in me in being able to run our defensive secondary and put us in the formation or the coverage we need to be in to stop what they're running. And it's worked.
You say that you're a mediocre tackler, but you've got, well, we don't keep tackles here on the stats. You've got over 50 tackles here, total tackles on the season. Out of your free safety position after a safety position, you don't see a whole lot of guys with over 50 tackles. So I think, I mean, granted, I'm not going to say that you haven't gotten any better because I know you have, but to say you're mediocre to begin with, I don't think that's true because you've been a guy going after the ball and making tackles all season long. But, I mean, again, here tonight, you made the plays and you made that interception, 4 interceptions in the season. That's the team high. You've been a guy that I guess loves being on defense.
Yeah, well, Coach Spohr wouldn't let me play offense. I couldn't catch the ball, so here I am.
yeah, you can't catch the ball. There's only 4 interceptions on the year. Yeah, you can't catch the ball.
That is awesome. That is one that will live in post-game interviews forever. That we're gonna talk with Coach Spohr about that one. But you get a chance to face Brookings here next Friday. You guys lost in Brookings, but a chance to overcome. You lost down here in Yankton, got the win in the state semifinals. Now a chance to go win the state championship on down in Vermilion. What are you expecting from that game?
Well, their running back is really good. Josh Burry, he's good, and we shut him down last time. I just need to keep my secondary back. We got caught looking, bit on some play action last time. That's how they got 2 of their touchdowns. If we can play with our eyes like Coach Thorson tells us 47 times a game, we should be all right.
Core, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the interception, and we'll see you next Friday down the state championship.
Guys.
As I guess Coach Nathan Nas is going to be coming in next year. You got to keep the tradition going here, or the playoff tradition of keeping you. So first off, you hear Gordon probably in the background being very excited that the Governors have won this game, but.
The students. I don't know if any of the students that were here, any of the parents have left yet. They're all waiting out in the parking lot.
I mean,
because we couldn't celebrate on the field, so everyone's out waiting in the parking lot.
That's got to be awesome, though, to hear something like that, to hear the jubilation of Cordellis, who picks up the game-winning interception, and this was a fun game to be a part of here tonight.
Oh, absolutely! Like we talked all week to the guys, after we got that Mitchell in, that we got to have the best week of practice we've had all year. And the guys showed up and did that. You could tell when they rolled out to practice on Monday that they weren't ready to be done. And they showed it on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and tonight. I think things didn't go our way at times. And last time we were down here when things didn't go our way, I think we kind of felt bad for ourselves at times. And tonight, things didn't go our way at times, and the guys just responded and said, okay, we'll hit back.
When Ellis makes the interception to really seal the game, what was going through your mind, and how crazy was that sideline across the way? Oh,
it was nuts. And I don't remember who it was that said it, but one of the coaches before the game just said, I just got a feeling that Cord's gonna get an interception tonight. And he's a kid that has worked for everything he's gotten. He might be one of our top kids as far as reaching their potential just based off of his work ethic. At the beginning of the year, and like he said, he kind of thought he was mediocre, didn't come in overconfident, and knew he had to work his tail off, and he did that, and it couldn't have been a better person to get that pick.
And the offense, Lincoln Keenels, again, he continues to grow up, and by the time next year rolls around, you hope for one more big game out of him this year, but by the time he rolls around, he's going to feel like he's a fourth-year senior instead of a junior starting for just his second year. I mean, this kid has been very good the last 4 weeks, especially the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think to start the year, you could tell he was a sophomore, and then now we're in the playoffs. We're in a new season, and he's out there competing like he's a junior. And I think next week he's going to show up and be ready for the spotlight to kind of be on him a little bit more than it has been this year. McGuire has just been so tough that teams have really keyed on him and made Lincoln have to try to beat him. And the last couple of weeks, he's stepped up. He's more confident in himself, and his composure is phenomenal for a sophomore.
And how nice is it for a sophomore quarterback to have a couple of really high quality football players around him. He's got Reagan Bolwig, he's got McGuire Rasky, he's got an offensive line that really has done a nice job, especially tonight, because that Yankton Buck defense is very physical, and that offensive line kept him clean and upright just about all night long.
Yeah, and I think that's where the confidence is probably. He's using his legs more when he drops back to throw, but the guys around him they've elevated their play as well. And when everyone starts to elevate their play, it's contagious. And he is no exception to that. It's contagious, and he just keeps going and keeps playing hard. And
now you take a Brookings team on again, and this is one of those, well, compared to last year, but this is a unique year here because you lost to Yankton in your first loss. You get to avenge that, and now your second loss to Brookings, you get a chance to avenge that next week. How exciting is that you get a chance to avenge both your losses on your way to winning a state championship?
I think that's one thing that has fed into the motivation of these kids. They knew last time we didn't play very well down here when we were in Brookings. If we would have punched it in from a yard, that really would have changed things. So it was good when we had them down here on the goal line. Reagan Bolwig said before the game, this is where it's going to be won. And he gets down close to the turf and puts his hands on the 1 yard line and on the goal line. And that's where it came through. And I think our guys, they're going to be confident because, yeah, like Cord said, Josh Burry, he's a phenomenal football player. And for the most part, we kept him in check. And Lewis still has some wrinkles that we can throw at him. And Coach Steele always has a bag of tricks that he can dip into.
I think Coach Steele he can coach for another 50 years and still have a new play at some point in his 50th year.
Oh, absolutely. And if not a new play, a new crazy formation that no one's going to know how to line up to.
Coach Nathan Nas, congratulations on the win. We'll see you next Friday for the state championship against the Brookings Bobcats.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And thanks for all you guys have done all this year with your traveling and your broadcasting. I know, like with a lot of these games not having the full capacity of what our crowd can be, that there's a lot of people back in Pierre and around the state that appreciate you guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach Nas.
Don't try and take my job as his hype guy.
And that is my personal hype man and the head coach of the Pierre Governor. Foremost, the Pierre Governor head coach and Coach Steve Steele. Coach, congratulations on the win first and foremost here before we get into it. But that was a heck of a football game.
That was, these ones are a lot of fun, and that's, again, kind of getting back into this year, we really had to learn how to win these games, and how to stay in it mentally locked in for 4 quarters and playing consistent football more than anything else, and I think that's what you saw tonight was consistent football for 4 quarters.
Last year was last year. That team was just so dominant, and every win is sweet. But then you come into this year, and you've got to rebuild your offensive line, and you've got a new starting quarterback, and you got to piece together some things, and then you take that loss in week 3 down here, and then you go to Brookings and you get a loss. How sweet is a win like this tonight to come back? And we use the word redemption, not revenge in the pregame. How sweet is this win right now?
It's so special. It's such a special moment for these kids. And that's why we coach. It's one of the reasons I love what I do, and it's the best thing in the world because you're seeing all these kids come together and do this. You know what I mean? And they didn't do this the last time. Where I grew up in high school, we were the ones that we kind of let down a big streak. And I understand the pressure that comes along with to the point where we're at this program, where it's an expectation now for us to succeed. And it's a lot for these kids that, have done their time and now is their time to shine. And you go out there and the lights shine just a little bit brighter. And, kind of like 2018, this is a year where every single team is like, gosh, finally Pierre's going to be down. Finally, they're going to be down. They're not going to make it. And, I'm just so proud of these kids for proving all of them wrong and finding a way to battle all the way back there.
Your sophomore quarterback, Lincoln Keenels, 105 yards rushing, 150 yards or 190 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns through the air, a rushing touchdown from week 3 to here in the state semifinal. Boy, that kid is very mature. He grew up really quick, and he had himself a heck of a football game.
Yeah, what can you say about him? And not only that, he played, 80% of our defensive snaps as well. He went full out and didn't come off the field. We just challenged all of our guys. That hey, if you're the dude, you need to be out there, and it's the same thing. McGuire Rasky had a heck of a pass breakup.
Yep.
I think that was the third quarter. They got a guy down the field, and he makes a great job undercutting it and then coming back and knocking the ball out of his hands. So, I mean, those guys that, they had to be tired. They were tired. They ran the ball. They take a beating on offense, and to still be able to go out there and give everything on defense to make those plays is a special thing to see.
Yeah, and we made mention of that late in the first half because you were driving late in the first half, and right before halftime, you called a timeout. McGuire Rasky put his hands on his knees. I mean, he was gassed. I mean, there was no doubt but what he was gassed. And we made mention of that up here. And then what does he do? He comes out and carries another bazillion times in the second half, has a pass breakup, does everything you ask of him. Reagan Bolweg takes a hit to the head, big penalty that keeps the drive going. And then about 4 plays later, goes 49 yards for a touchdown. I mean, you just gotta well up with pride every time you see kids like that make a play, whether it's those two or Keenholz or Cord Ellis or your offensive line or your defensive line. Your defensive line did a heck of a job tonight.
Yeah, I thought our defense played outstanding tonight. And I really think the biggest difference week 3 to now was the pass rush. I felt like the last time we came down here, Fitzgerald, even when we got a rush, he had a really easy escape lane. He scrambled very well and then was able to get the ball out downfield. And today we got a pass rush, but we contained him, and he did get a couple scrambles, but his scrambles were first downs and not touchdowns. And, again, our defense just stepped up in a big way. And, I'm very proud of those guys.
And boy, you get a chance now against Brookings, and we've kind of talked to all these guys for a chance to beat both teams that beat you on your way to winning a state championship, not in the first and second round to do it, in the second and championship game to do it. That's got to, again, add. There's no need for extra motivation, but that's going to add to the motivation and more fun to this year for this Pierre Governor team, because for the 2 losses that you guys have, you can avenge them and have redemption and win a state championship while doing it.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be so much fun. We're really excited. The whole experience of getting to go to the Dome and to play there is just it's unforgettable. And to get these guys to get to go down there and experience another one, and to send the seniors out with that last memory of football and high school being in the Dakota Dome. It's a special thing, and it's something that a lot of kids don't ever get. And some of our guys, this is going to be all 4 years of high school. McGuire Rasky will have ended the year in the Dakota Dome, and Gunnar Gehring. So, it's such a special thing for those guys. And, we're really excited that they'll get to experience it.
So going into next week, I mean, we didn't see the trainer come out tonight at all. We saw Jace Beestrom limp off. I think it was in the third quarter, probably an ankle, but then he came back. Any injury concerns for you tonight?
If you go down to that locker room, I don't think anyone's going to sound hurt right now. But no, I think we'll be okay. I mean, there's bumps, there's bruises. It was a physical football game. Yankton's a physical football team, but I think we'll be all ready by next week.
Now you guys get to practice on the game field next week, correct?
Game field practices are the best ones.
That's exactly right. Well, and I talked to Coach Nye right before the game, and he said this is the best week of practice all year. And I said, well, until next week. And now you get a chance to have your best week of practice next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone back in Pierre, about 3:30, 4 o'clock, come on down to Hollister. We'll have some music jamming. We'll be hitting some pads and getting ready for the next one. Coach,
congratulations. It's no matter how many times you go to the state championship in your long career, but every time it's got to feel special.
It does. There's nothing like it. And, obviously that's the goal every year. That's the goal remains the same. And we get another shot to accomplish it.
Congratulations, Coach. Well, I'll talk to you for Coach's Corner. Actually, I'll talk to you Sunday, but I'll talk to you for Coach's Corner and get ready for Brookings next Friday.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governor football team, as they win here tonight and advance to the state championship 21-12 over the Yankton Bucks. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. And again, Greg, this was a football game that is one for the ages and a fantastic win for this Pierre Governor team. This is one of these wins, and you'll look at Mitchell's win last week, and of course, if they win the state championship, we look at that too. Maybe it's just the whole playoff run that is just so special compared to everybody else, as the lights have completely gone out of us here at Crane Youngworth Field. But this is a one you're going to look back on the road to a state championship game for 2020.
Yeah, I tell you, and we've used the word physical, and it really was a physical ball game tonight. Both teams, and I tell you what, both teams left their heart and soul on the field tonight. I mean, the Governors did, the Bucks did. It was just a really classic football game, and we said it when we were down here before this year. Yankton and Crane Youngworth Field is a really tough place to win a ball game, and the Governors came in and for the most part just really out physical and outplayed the Bucks tonight. I mean, it was kind of a flip the script from week 3, and so a lot of credit to the young men in green and white tonight because they just did everything they needed to do. They knew they were going to have to play and bring their A game, and they brought all of that plus some.
And again, the Governors will play next Friday night, 7 o'clock is 11 AA championship game, and we will have it with cover starting at 6:35. One more chance for Greg and I to be on the air here in 2020. Again, a season that was kind of all the way. And again, we're talking about next week, but we still got to get there with 2020 and COVID. We're hoping that we can get there. Right now, Pierce and Brookings are practicing, getting ready, and planning for Friday night. We get to next Friday. We've made it through the 2020 season, and it's been one fun ride and one ride that we were worried that may not have happened.
Yeah, and with the lights totally out, we probably won't break into Don Meredith's song right now. We'll save that till next week.
I thought you were about to do it.
I was very close, but I think we'll save that till next week. But again, these games just get more and more fun with every progressing week, and a tip of the hat to the Governors tonight. I mean, they did everything they needed to do, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, we didn't make the defensive line, Jace Beestrom, Preston Taylor, Gunnar Gehring, players of the game. They could very easily have done that. Josh Rouse made a couple of big plays stunting from his linebacker position. We talked about Cord Ellis. Lincoln Keenholz makes a big pass breakup. McGuire Raskin makes a big pass breakup. The defense really rose to the occasion multiple times tonight.
So as the lights are out here at Crane Youngworth Field, we will end our broadcast here this evening, and we'll be back on the air for Pierre Governor football next Friday at 7 o'clock. We'll have Pierre Governor volleyball in the Sodak 16 next week, Thursday. That time is still yet to be determined. Most likely be 7 o'clock, but we'll check back whenever all that is set after tomorrow's games are done for volleyball. So a big thanks to Ray Lewis back at the station, to Greg Dean to my left, I'm John Winkler. Governors win in the state semifinals here tonight to advance to the state championship. They beat the Yankton Bucks 21-12 as we say good night from Yankton.